Start recording.
Better get some
Okay.
good credit.
All right. Yes. Speaking of still alive, you are all still alive, as is GLaDOS, but that's a different story. Uh, However, some of you are in nastier condition than others. I know we didn't have Kronos last week, so Kronos, your team was successful in retrieving a part they needed in order to make a drawbridge go down so that they could get their train across a big chasm. However, it cost Sam's character her hearing and Toby's character his ribs.
What?
There was a large fight that took place in
That
the
saved the
underground.
day.
Bep did the killing blow on a large creature and dragged some folks back up to the surface, and they were victorious, but only just. So you guys are currently injured. You can. Do any of you have medicine, by the way? Just like any degree of medical.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we do have a doctor, don't we? Perhaps you can be saved.
What?
Yep.
That's a tall order.
It is because she's kind of tall. I get it. But before we leap into
Got your
that,
fancy Dr. Beating stick?
before we get into that whole mess, there are a few things to go over that changed from the previous one because we've been doing some evolutions for how things work. I had some notes from the last time for fixing grenades falling short, fixing some stuff with spin. And dunk and whatnot. They haven't been completely polished out because this being the holiday week hasn't had a lot of time, but I did change a few things. The difficulty for saving against the repulsor knocking you over is now based on how far the repulsor is actually shoving you. So that changes difficulty for the save, and I think in most cases that's going to be the case for any degree of like endure save that you have to make, and is that it'll be modified by whatever die roll was causing it to begin with, because there's usually going to be a correlation. We'll see if it pops up. The bonus action that we were playing with last time has tweaked a little bit. The bonus action now allows you to do anything, regardless of how many actions you've taken before. So you can get a third attack and a round with it, you can get a third move and a round with it, etc. if you succeed. And the other thing that I want to try with the bonus action is, rather than before it was roll a d10 and get under the initiative modifier that you put in, I want to try rolling 2d10 like a normal save and getting under your actual initiative score. So it's the combination of your modifier and what you rolled for initiative.
Oh.
That makes it along the same lines as a regular save, so the mechanic is easier to remember. And I think it's
Just
going
don't
to...
roll shit initiative.
Yeah, I mean, so if you roll shit initiative, then your character is being slow that day, but at least you won't be screwed for not having any degree of, like, initiative bonus. If you happen to roll well, you've got a pretty good chance of getting under it. So we'll try that out, and if it turns out that we're all getting free extra turns every turn, then that might be a little much, but we'll find out. Progression chart changed a little bit. It's probably going to keep changing a little bit. I'm tweaking with some ideas to try to streamline that a little bit. The current one right now, I think, is I want to add some more readiness to places, so we might end up getting readiness in mind, because I don't think it's being quite as problematic as I was originally worried about it being. In that, I actually think we probably need a little more rounds so people aren't feeling like they're starved for it. There's that guy there. Some of the movement options were removed in the body section because folks are moving around at the speed of sound. So I'll try it with those decreased a little bit and see how that feels. The big one that is going to try to change for this, and everything hasn't been completely rebalanced to really be certain on this, but I think it'll be beneficial, is the third d10 that's usually rolled on checks. You roll the dice related to your stat, or the dice related to your proficiency, and then there's usually a third dice related to the quality of item you're using. I'm pulling that third dice out because there's always this, there seems to be, as we've been playing, this question of, okay, well, is my item any good, or should I be having an item score here, or what? It's just a third thing to remember. So I want to try it without it. So we only have 2 dice, and then adding the stat and proficiency score like we were before. And the difference here, and I'm going to post this one up so that we can have it for reference. I'll put that into the HSD updates area. You look down at the bottom, it says remove third D10 from check rules. If the task can be adeptly performed with no tools, the DC is a standard of 12. If the task requires tools to perform well, the standard is 18 to try to hit. And the thing below it is a new kind of narrative situation that we need to be aware of in checks. And this was to bring in part of the making people actually describe what they're doing as opposed to just, saying, I'm going to make a check. So if you can find an object in the scene that your character can conceivably use as a makeshift tool, it really doesn't matter what the object is as long as you can be convincing about it. You can add +2 to this roll. If you have a tool that is actually appropriate for doing this, like you need to turn a nut and you actually have a wrench around, then it's a +5. And a superior tool is defined as something that is like dramatically overkill for what you need to do. Like if you're trying to break a plane of glass and you actually have a baseball bat, that you've got a pretty good chance of breaking that glass. We'd give that a +8. So this is to try to encourage people to describe how they're going about stuff. And in the rule book, it would say that a makeshift tool should be a bonus that's awarded pretty easily. So I expect you to fairly often have the +2 to your check. As long as you take the time to actually find something in the area to help you.
That makes sense.
And then we'll see how it goes for roll averages and stuff, but I think that might be just a little easier than having to factor in a third random die roll every time. That gets forgotten on occasion. And it's a little less addition. So for the last part there, what was posted above it is focus. This is a new idea we're doing for focus. You can implement it or forget about it if you'd like to for this round, but you're welcome to use it like this. Focuses were a big part of the progression chart, but they weren't really being used very often, if at all. So this is a different take on focus where it's something that your character kind of focuses on at the beginning of the day. And it will grant you a bonus for that day depending on how many focus points you have. So if you happen to have a character that has 4 focus points, you can pick any of those 4 sections down there, or you can pick the 1 through 10 up top, and any combination up to the amount of focus that you actually have on your character, and have that benefit for the day. You just set it in the morning, or whenever you want to. It's based on the character itself.
So how do you go about getting more focus?
It's picked in the progression chart. Like they've always been there, but like folks weren't really using them.
Well, I mean, does like each one count for 1 still at that point?
Oh yeah. These aren't permanently spent. Yeah, it refreshes every morning. So you can actually get any combination of the bonuses here if you've got the points for them. And it's just, if you happen to think that today I need to be on my toes because
Well, what
I
I
feel
mean
like...
is like, from what we start with plus what's available on the chart, if you took every single thing of focus, you could get up to 50.
You could get up to 20.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's duplicates and
That's
stuff.
the part I was wondering about.
Yeah. So if you wanted to do pretty heavy on it, and I actually think if we decide that we like this, if this is something that people want to do, I'm probably going to add more focus sections into the chart too. Like the chart might get a couple tweaks once all this stuff happens, or some of the prices may go down on some of these. So this is just the initial attempt at it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I do think is going to happen to the chart that will make it easier to work with is once we get notoriety up into the mine section, which I think will happen in 1 or 2 slots, I'm just going to remove the list of bonuses associated with every landmark. And when you get a landmark, you can pick 2 of anything you want to, and it doesn't really matter where it comes from. So that it's not like mind is only awarding this and body is only awarding this. You just get, 2 bonus things of any of the options anywhere in the chart.
I think that would give a better shot for people actually getting focus, because it does, with focus added in as well, it does feel like there's a lot of kind of being pulled in multiple directions.
Yeah, well, I mean,
try and feel effective.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know if none of these bonuses existed before today, so I don't know that any of them are truly necessary to be good, but it might help characters that want to be more skill monkeys. These nice little rerolls up top are kind of fun too. That's the easy one right there, that 1 through 10. Like if you don't want to worry about this list, but you have 3 focuses somewhere, you can just say, okay, I'm going to add 3 points to a check today. That's going to be my benefit.
Now, is that only for one check total for the day, or
Yeah,
one
for that
passive
thing.
check?
But if you had like 9 points, you could actually any of these can be taken multiple times. So if you had 9 points, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to get 3 instances of +3 to 3 different checks today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just stock those, and when I'm doing the thing that I feel like is important, I'll use them.
Mhm. Like I say, it's just that thing of it feels like it's like I don't know how it will be in practice. Just it feels like it's more and more things being added that would be necessitated to the quote unquote meta.
I mean, looking at this, this is a nice bonus, but I'm not too fussed about these.
It's also a
now-
difference of making sure that I think that the choices you're making are equal on the progression chart. Because
Yeah.
if you have something that's always something you're not going to take, that's always the thing you know not to, then why is it a choice?
Yeah, it's better that these are now tempting at least, rather than
Yeah.
just I'm going to ignore focuses.
Yeah, how many? I mean, I know we didn't make normal characters this time. We made combat characters, but how many focus points do people currently have?
None.
None, zero,
Or
four.
on these on the characters we're currently on, none.
None.
Rack had it 4 or 5.
Right. I know the character ones that we currently have are stilted, but it is entirely possible that many people playing will play stilted characters that are combat oriented. And I've got a 0 and a 0, and who had any? Toby, did you have any?
Yes, I do.
How many?
Well, as soon as anything wants to work tonight, I think I have at least 2.
Okay, so 2. Hatan, did you have any?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so 2 is below the current threshold of the lowest option, other than the +2 thing, which is nice. So definitely nobody angled toward focus in their combat-based character. And I still probably think that's going to be the case, because a lot of these are specifically skill-oriented, but
And
at least
actually,
there's a-
I'm at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but while it's skill orientated, it's broader now, so it becomes a bit more tempting.
Okay. So that is that so far for new stuff. I don't think there was much else new to go over, so we will leap into it at this point. Okay, so you get your characters back into the train. You are dragging them up on the train starts going again, and we left off as you guys were going over the chasm and arrived on the other side. There is a moment of reprieve as you kind of catch your breath and can tend to your wounded. Hatan, you have 2 characters here that are pretty beat up.
Yes, I am going to start by assessing the
What?
Don't worry, I'm just going to start putting my hand on your shoulder
What?
and then examining things. I'm not talking to you.
If you're talking to me, I can't hear you. Why is everybody so quiet?
You're beginning to suspect what might be wrong. Also, there's an awful lot of blood coming from her ears.
I may need to amputate the ears. Got it.
And that could be it. Do a mind perceive and medicine.
Sorry, my sheet accidentally tried to open in Excel.
Yeah.
The yellow-
So in this case, because things have changed, you're going to be using the whatever your mind perceive is. If you've got a simplify or anything on that, or a boon on that, and then the medicine again modified if you've got a simplifier boon. And because you are Dark Tor, I'll go ahead and give you the +2. You don't really need to factor anything; it just changes it to a 10 essentially that you're trying to hit. So you'll add your mind proficiency score and your medicine score to it.
Sir. It's alright, so it's a roll of 2d10, one of which would be d12 if I had the boon.
Which hopefully, as a doctor, you do.
I do.
Yeah. Ah, an excellently bad roll.
I am fairly sure she's bleeding from her ears.
Yep.
I think we need to amputate her ears.
Okay, you actually pass based on this one because it was I gave you the simple on it. You would have failed if I'd gone to the complex for it, but I think because of the ear bleeding, the fact that she keeps saying what, this is a fairly easy one to diagnose. So yes, you think there may be something wrong with the ears. You might be able to tweak this if you've got the right tools to get her at least rudimentary hearing, but at the moment she's not quite getting what you're trying to say.
I'm going to point at her, then point at my ears.
She's gonna hit you in the ears.
Do a waving sign, like no type of wave.
Oh, you can't hear me? What if I talk slower?
Face palm, then point at her.
I'm gonna point at my mouth. I'm talking to you.
Holding up hands.
I didn't know she
Stop.
spoke whale.
Bep would like to detonate all of her grenades.
Well, there went the session.
It calmly will reel over with a cup of water and offer it.
To which one of them?
The one who's
Bep,
screaming.
so
Oh,
that
okay.
Bep doesn't explode.
Pour directly on the Bep.
Okay, so the Steely Wheelie bartender mobile has brought over a water goblet for you. To Sam.
I'm not sure if I noticed him. I'm paying really close attention to the crocodile right now, or the alligator. It's really racist because I can't tell them
I'll
apart.
calmly tap her on the shoulder.
I'm gonna
Oh god, it's an
jerk
ambush.
Suddenly. Jerk suddenly. He snuck up on me. Startled. Oh! Hi! He's having trouble hearing. Can you make sure he hears you?
Nate will just calmly nod yes, offer the cup of water again.
Oh! Good idea! I'm gonna toss the water on the alligator.
It's gonna be one of these,
You're,
isn't it?
Just throwing water in my face.
Yes!
I'm going to punch you.
Well,
I feel like this is what it was always meant to happen.
Sam, how many hit points have you recovered since last night?
I don't know. How much did I get?
The answer is none, because we just got back in the train. Roll another injury. It just decked you in the face.
I'm not punching her in the face.
What do I roll?
No, it's
I'll
not
just
actually gonna
locate
do
her
it.
shoulder
No.
instead.
but it does sting a bit. Is all I'm saying.
Ow!
She's in rough shape.
Bep engagement protocol will engage.
Bep is
Rocket
now
hammer
trying to
revs
get
up.
married to Bepself.
You gave the rocket hammer back.
I did. I had to carry her back.
No, you said last time that you gave the rocket hammer back to its owner, and she was like, "Oh, thanks."
Ah. Okay.
Loudly
Primes instead
proclaiming
then, I guess.
excitement.
Hatan, you let's see. You guys are probably in the bed car, which was the second one back. At the end of the session last time, we opened up the purchasing area over there, and available within the purchasing area are surgical tools. So if you are of the mind, you can treat some of these injuries. She's not the only one who's hurt, though. There's also a fox that looks pretty beat up and is coughing up blood.
Yeah, I'm actually going to
Move on to somebody you can help.
This person is a worthless cause. I mean, unlikely to be easily fixed. That's so
A
much more
difficult
optimistic.
patient, as it
Yeah.
were.
I'm just going to turn to the bartender and go, "You have a wild one," and then wander to go inspect this fox.
Okay.
To be fair, by most of my way of handling it exactly what I just did.
Go ahead and
Just sprayed you. That doesn't seem like the best idea.
go ahead and re-roll. This one's a little tougher to diagnose because his injuries are internal. So roll the same check again, and if you want to try to get a bonus on it, you might want to go purchase those tools ahead of time. Unless you already have some. I don't know what your equipment is.
I should reach that. Yeah, I do have a truck.
Okay, cool. Good enough. It's got a little diagnostic engine in it, so you'll give yourself the it's going to be DC's 18, and the you've got a +5 to your check because you have the right tool for it.
Percolator.
Nice. Yeah, you nailed
I think
that
that
one.
was rolled correctly.
Yeah, it looks like it. And
It's a
you,
much less annoying patient.
yeah, he holds still because he doesn't really want to breathe right now, which is good because the rib will nearly pierce the lung if it moves any further. He's in rough shape. Looks like some cracked ribs on the side. Took a pretty heavy bite to the majority of the body. This is another one that you can operate on with some more surgical tools.
A bite to the yes.
Ah, damn shit's good. Damn asses.
Did anybody else actually get hurt in this fight? Allie, did you avoid damage the whole time?
I avoided all damage.
I'm fine.
I took some superficial damage to the armor.
Yeah.
it.
What?
Armor is the best way to go. If you're too petrified to get hit, you avoid everything.
Do we have anybody who could fix armor, by the way? I think we had a few people with engineering, right? Toby's character had engineering.
I have
think there's a
engineering.
machine here I can get to repair my shit.
Bep is a machine.
Mhm.
I, in fact, can't.
So who's going on the table at the end?
I'm going to start with the one who appears closer to death.
Well, you asked the centaur if she's closer to death, but her response is,
What?
so
I
it must...
don't bother asking her questions anymore. I just assume the fox is closer to death unless I continue interacting with the other one.
Toby, in your woozy state, someone is attempting to escort you to a bed. The last time this happened, you woke up confused with a missing kidney.
I am woozily gnawing on the hand or arm.
My hand or arm, or your hand or arm?
I'm not sure. Everything hurts, so I could be gnawing on my own, and I would never know.
Well, it's no worse than that time I had to take out his kidney.
All right. You were going to have to spend a little extra money to actually get appropriate surgical tools for this. So I'm just going to call it the cost of another perk.
Okay.
But you can begin operation. So do let's make sure we're using the right ones for this. Let's bring it up. Google Drive. Where is? It's not it. Chink. There we go.
So Kara's pretty clearly deafened, right?
It seems to be that way, yes.
Okay, it's okay. Beth is programmed for sign language, so Beth is gonna step towards Kara, and those little nubs are gonna start waving.
Please tell me by sign language you mean
You
in the
can
Wile
hold
E.
up a
Coyote
sign.
sense.
No. She's trying to sign, all of those appropriate, hand gestures and, finger
With her
movement.
lack of fingers.
Yes.
Why am I reminded of whenever Pikachu tries to pantomime anything?
Pikachu's a surprisingly good fucking
Yeah,
body.
it's like Pikachu, but worse.
Yeah.
Pikachu without the body pantomiming, only the little nub hands up.
Yep.
Kara will in turn feel that we're doing some sort of sword hand dance and try to participate.
Okay, so in one of the cabins, there's this silent rave going on.
I feel like I'm finally getting through to her. In the meantime, what is this little creature doing? Hethan, it is mind exert and
Beth
medicine.
is gonna be like, Kara's amazingly insightful. I didn't realize she was so deep.
Given everything we have here, would I be able to scrounge up actual writing tools?
Yeah, I mean, there's little consoles and stuff in there too. For some reason, they were all on old CRTs and have green text and stuff. It's really baffling because it's not like flat screen technology wasn't there. They're just built that way.
How likely are we to be eaten by a Groom?
Fairly.
Because basically what Nate is going to do is find something he could write on and write a note to Kara to see if she understands it. All it says is, "Can you read?" And just hold it up.
What?
Oh, is this just the +5?
Yeah, it'll be +5.
I will gladly take your piece of paper, say, "Thank you,"
Nice.
and then wipe some of the blood away with it.
Duly
Okay.
noted, she cannot read. And he'll just kind of spin in place and wheel off. I'll point out, he doesn't have a moving mouth, so you don't actually know if he said anything.
All right. You were able to restore 30 hit points to Toby in the first hour, and you can get his detriment removed for being injured.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yay! I still have no
the
armor,
lung
but
that he
better.
almost pierced, or I just removed the rib.
It was a little of both. You figured to replace
It's
both of
super
them
good
with a hot
advice.
water bottle, and now he'll stay warm too.
I like to think that now whenever we squeeze him, he goes, squeak.
It would have been better if you didn't keep trying to eat my arm every time I tried to do any work.
It is a bit of a messy job, so the negative isn't going to be there for the injury, but it's gonna take a little while before you're at 100%. So I might throw occasional harder athletics checks at you for coming off of it. But you got 30 HP back. You can get more if you go for another hour. That was the first hour of work.
How much HP do you even have?
I don't for now. If he seems stable and in a good state, I think I may leave it for now.
30 hit points
Yeah.
might be all he had anyway.
Question.
How many do
That's
you
what I was
have?
saying. How much HP do you
I'm
actually-
full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because I can say is decently melee tank.
I have
I'm
35 and I'm a
Yeah.
Sad.
Question.
I have 28.
Pep, what?
Yeah.
I would like to make the train go.
The train is going.
It's already going.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're
He'd
doing
like
this
to
while on the
operate
road.
it, though.
The train is going. If you want to go up to the operator, there is a smiley face emoji that is on the screen, and that is the only control.
Beppo smiled at the smiley face.
It smiles back. Congratulations, you are now a train engineer.
Promotion.
The most important bet.
Yep.
Heaven help us all.
A moment later, as people are not looking at the map for just the briefest of moment, the screen flickers out and a million lines of text appear across the front, a rapid sequence of images, then it flickers back to the smiley face. You will never know what was imprinted inside the BEP just now.
The Bep
They
claps
were all
briefly.
pictures of cats.
The answer was fuck all nothing. It was a glitch.
Bep understands, so.
Just like I always wanted.
It's like,
That's
I
what
see.
would like
Yeah.
to see the image again.
I understand.
Clap.
I am Beth.
Okay, so yeah, he's not only stable, he seems to be all right. He's a little tender around the rib area, but is doing okay. Armor needs some work.
Well, we're gonna have to get somebody else to look at your armor, but try not to get you beaten up anytime soon.
Toby can, I guess, attempt to
Friend-
repair his own armor if he wants to.
Yeah. Sorry.
What do you have in the way of tools?
I have a perk.
The perk's a medical one.
Yes, I have a patch kit. If I can find my inventory. Inventory, computer, inventory. Where is it? It's not there. I had bought all this stuff. Right. It's on. I have a patch kit.
Okay. Mind, exert, and operate. And you said you had a push frame, right?
Network, yes.
Okay, so yeah, you don't have a negative to it. Just mind, exert, and operate.
Mine exert, operate. Ugh. I get rid of that fault for operate, the natural fault.
Yeah, because of the push frame network.
Because you have something that's basically hands.
Oh no, you don't get rid of the fault. You get rid of the. There's like an additional -3 or something on there. Let me check really quick. Just make sure we do it right. Oh, I can just look up push frame. We'll go that way. Push frame.
You should get rid of the complicate, I think.
Wearing push frame degrades the operate check detriments for laterals provided the thing they're trying to operate uses buttons and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't get rid of like the fault. It gets rid of the because the laterals have another thing going for them for operate.
And that didn't roll right. Okay. I don't know what die it rolled.
Just reroll it.
Micro lateral. Here we go. Fault and operate. Drawbacks.
So much better of a roll.
Yeah, so you still have the fault. You're just not double complicated.
Do you not have any skill?
No, I don't.
Ah.
I have engineering up the
You
wazoo, but I
get
don't have.
+2 though for the tool though, right?
No, not to turn it on. It's just a basic check. You only need it at the 12, but you got an 8. Yeah, so you might have to get somebody else to run it for you.
Still hurts.
Yeah.
Fix armor.
You're trying to poke at it, and it's like it's a bad angle. The thing's like, do not understand.
Do you need a generico language program to teach you to speak better good?
BEP
What?
recognizes a
I can
generico
go buy.
patch
I
kit.
can go buy a repair kit from the.
You were speaking
vendor
weird.
Thing, right?
Yeah, his still works. He didn't critical fail or anything.
No, I don't know what he's trying to do. So, because they're doing a thing. I was.
There we go. Yeah, I got knocked off for a second there. Hopefully it's still working now.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go back and buy a repair kit
Okay,
for my own armor.
grab yourself a patch kit. It is a strange experience to walk back there while you're hearing this kind
Hello.
of muted
I
sound
would
of
like
bubbling.
to buy a repair kit.
By the way, Hatan, she's not in a great state. Like, the blood is continuing to come out of her ears.
Yeah, I know. As soon
My
as
eyes
I
are getting a little
finish with
dilated.
this surgery, I'm sure that this guy's not going to die and forgot that it was me who removed that kidney when he was really drunk. I'm going to.
Which he should be thanking you for, because it made it much easier to get in toward his rib cage just now without having to.
Also, he might have had a pierced kidney otherwise.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, really, you thought ahead.
that's
Alright,
just
well-
the kind of doctor I am.
Mhm.
I would like to, I can't just do a facility repair, right? So I can't do that.
Right. There isn't a machine back there that does any of it.
Alright,
Bep
well,
will
I'm
help
gonna
the
buy
disabled.
several patch kits because my armor will take several patch kits. Because yeah.
Bep is going to access the console for you because you're disabled.
Alright, I'm repair kit armor. Good.
Bep,
Alright.
type repair kit
Yep,
armor.
good. As you do set, the helpful Generico handyman pops up and goes, "Would you like to use our armor repair station?"
Yes.
Tough. Armor repair station disabled. Would you like to use automatic armor repair kit?
Yes.
Tough.
I would
Armor
like
repair
to
kit's
buy
disabled.
A repair kit.
She would like to buy a repair kit.
Purchase.
It spans up there, and there's a little perk that you can get, a little perk knockoff, or not the perk, but the patch kit knockoff there.
Bep
Is,
turns to
is
the
it an
centaur and
image I'm
points.
familiar with for what I'm trying to get?
Yeah, you've probably used them before.
Whatever the green button is, I know green is good. Whatever green says, I'm pushing it.
As you press the green button, the order cancels. Bep looks at you strangely. Why would you cancel the order like that?
Repair kit.
Bep will re-navigate through the menus and bring that back up again.
Clearly, the purple button.
Purchase.
The purple button is the confirm button there on the side.
Bep tries to take the disabled person's hand and move it towards the purple button.
There you go.
No, purple is bad. Green is yes.
I am Bep.
Ah! Okay. I'll push the purple button.
All right. It confirms and dispenses a little repair kit wrapped up in a generic
I would
bow.
like to think it will dispense me perhaps 5 repair kits. 'Cause
Bep
that's what I have
Actually,
to buy.
start slamming your the hand on the button repeatedly.
Because I need 5 repair kits to fix this armor.
It does, but each one of them comes out, and as opposed to like a nice printer, which would just sort of produce the thing, this produces it like a fucking dot matrix printer. There's this. Yeah, it's actually, this is the best sounding printer you've ever heard from Generico, because it's just, smooth as glass is coming out of there. But
It's
everybody else in
so
the room,
quiet. This is really good.
everybody else in the room. I assuming you're doing this right as Hatan is doing surgery on somebody about a car
of
over,
course
right?
I am.
Yeah.
This is in the middle of surgery. Yeah.
Right. Fair enough. At least you're separated by a car.
Right, and then I will try to repair my armor.
Okay.
I gotta do this every time. It's 5 minutes per each, so.
Yeah, they're fairly quick.
Would you like
Okay,
assistance?
mind exert and operate.
Would you like assistance? And Bep just keeps getting louder and louder.
Beb's volume at maximum.
I'm not good at this. I hope I don't mess up. I don't have any idea what you're saying.
And I'm not getting any confirmation, so it's just going to be screaming while you try and repair stuff.
Yeah. Alright, it's mind exert. Oh, mind exert.
Might
really
exert and
smart.
operate.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna be a thing.
You
While
got
you're
it,
trying to
Sam.
do that, Bep starts signing at you again.
I'm gonna like do the hand swords at her, and then try and get my repair.
It's just
Hand swords.
you got this. You made it. You pulled it off. Holy crap!
All right, that's one.
That is
I'm
one.
gonna do this 4 more times.
That's 40 HP. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
80.
wait a minute. Okay, 80. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
luck is with you.
120.
Luck is with you. Solid. You're
Yeah,
pretty sure you got it after the third one. It's like, oh yeah, I just gotta press these 3 buttons in secrets. I'm gonna keep doing that.
Now watch, I'm gonna fuck it up on the last one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would, but actually, in lieu of the fact that this was sequential, the 8 will be all right for it, just because you had 4 ahead of it. You've been
so I
pushing
got
the
my-
same
I'm back
button,
to-
yeah.
All right, I got it back up to full hit points. My full 200 hit points.
Had you run that the first one, I would have had you throw it out. But I figure
well, no,
after you've
that's
done
why I
4.
bought 5 of them. Remember,
Yeah.
I said I was buying 5 because I have to get 1 each time.
Okay, so at the moment you're at easier. You've kind of gotten the hang of this patch kit thing. If you want to go try to give Toby a hand with it,
I don't know he's having any problems.
it's true. You don't. You're almost just
No
fine.
idea
In the
what's
meantime,
going on.
Hattan is behind you, just waiting for you to finish because you dare not like tap your shoulder or anything.
I'm actually covering my ears after how loudly Bep has been going on
Yeah.
forever.
No, the
Five
ruckus in the
pointers left
back
in the
is,
room.
is pretty
I am
heavy.
showing Bep my handiwork. Look, Bep, hand swords work.
Really? I'm gonna lose my connection again? Awesome. Ugh.
Night breezes in a whisper. Oh,
You
she's
return.
back.
Bad night for connections, clearly.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, so yeah, by the time you get that all kind of patched up, the Hattan will be wrapping up the first surgical thing and is fairly confident that his patient is going to live and forget any of the horrible things that were told about him earlier.
Me and Bep are communicating via hand swords again.
Bep is confused at these gestures.
Kara is fairly certain she's made a friend. They've connected on a spiritual level. Hand swords are now going to be implemented into your family like banner.
Yep. Wah.
I'm not really surprised.
Wait,
I
now?
If they
I
weren't
am
before.
I'm proudly holding up my newly repaired armor and going, I fixed it good! See?
Continued not thumbs up.
All right, Hattan, are you going to attempt to persuade her to lie down long enough to fix her?
Yeah, I'm going to wave in front of her face,
Do you need armor fix?
point at her, point over at the bed.
I have a lot of blood.
Not
No.
less now than before.
I feel like it's supposed to be somewhere else. She's gonna just she's like grabbing at her big ringlets are just mostly caked with blood now.
Look down at armor, shake head. Well, I guess you're gonna have red armor.
I might have a lay down. It's all spinny.
Nodding, gesture towards the convenient bed nearby.
Wobble my way over there. Do you want this bed?
Shake head.
Okay. Bep, I go night.
What?
Hand gestures. wave with swords, and then I'm just gonna crash. I'm crashing in that inelegant way that anime girls do sometimes, where they just suddenly like flatten into the ground.
Half of the body is out there.
Think
The
I'm
rest
just a
of
pile.
literally, the team now has to heft half a horse onto this bed.
Yes, basically.
How do you go
Oh.
tonight?
On the bright side, this is the best time I will have sleeping ever because I can hear nothing.
Which is
Yeah,
good.
and you know
I'm
you're
probably gonna need some help
Probably
with
that's
this.
it.
Bep will assist.
Thank you, Bep.
You and Bep can attempt to heft the tar upward. Go ahead and roll body exert athletics.
Okay. I can do this. Believe in Bep.
I fixed my armor, guys.
Ooh.
I did really good.
Oh,
I was if you ask her in the other room, I'm sure the robot would help, but he's not there right now.
Bep, mighty.
Bep is mighty, apparently. What's your body exert score?
What, mine?
Yeah.
3.
Solid. Okay. Yeah, between the two of you, you're able to kind of get that up there. And 3, it's like 25 pounds per for lifting. Let me check.
I would like to point out it's impolite to ask a centaur how much she weighs.
How much do you weigh, by the way?
It's impolite to ask a centaur how
Yeah,
much she
go on that way immediately.
weighs.
Since when the hell are we polite?
I'm just checking to see.
I weigh horse.
No, I weigh half horse.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I weigh the half of horse that's the heavier part. 'Cause
Heavy
the,
bit.
the neck and
You
the
weigh the
hips
heavy
is
bit.
that
Yeah. All right.
I'd say
So
it's really 3/4 a horse at that point.
Are you saying
Athletics.
I'm not a quarter horse? I'm a 3/4.
lift up to 10 times your check
3/4,
result
1/4 something else.
in pounds. So 15, 230. Yeah, you can. It's a bit of a lift issue, but you can pull it off. Here. I think that was written down before we originally had it, but use athletics to lift up to 10 times your check result in pounds. So yeah, well, I mean, you did roll a pretty colossal roll there, Bep. So at the moment, Bep is infused.
230
Yeah,
pounds.
you're gonna heavy lift Titan task. Well, I mean, you are lifting a horse, so it's actually not an easy lift.
It's only part of a horse. The human torso's at least on
Oh.
the bed.
Thank
Yeah.
God we don't have to lift the human
And
part.
torso. Well, between the two
No,
of you,
we only needed the head on the bed. The rest of it is unnecessary.
well, this will keep the blood pumping at a fairly uniform level, you know, as it spurts sideways out of her ear.
Also, this is really impressive considering Bep's figure and like her fingers and everything.
Well, the problem is all of her weight is now distributed over the 1-inch pad that is your hand, so you've impaled her. Congratulations.
I like to think that Bep is like elevate.
You're gonna have a couple of like little bruise spots on you. my hand's just stuck in a bit.
Why was I assaulted by a small bat?
All right. Yep, you can get her up there. So go ahead and run your mind exert and medicines.
Would you like assistance with this as well?
do you have any knowledge of medicine?
Yes.
Unconvincing lie.
Stare down.
Deliberate misunderstanding of question. Yes.
Do you have any expertise in medicine?
Reluctant
Deliberate lie,
answer.
Yes.
Maybe.
Needle kind of wheel and
No.
look over. Oh, you finally got her to lay down, huh?
Well,
That
you're
is not
hardly
laying
the
down.
Worst nurse I've had.
He once had Kara as a nurse. That went terribly. All right, I will grant you Bep as an assistant.
All right, Bep.
You might need to get on the table to help.
Bep will. What kind of table is this?
It's basically a bed. You're in the sleeper car.
Okay. How high up is this?
Not terribly. It's the bottom bunk,
Okay.
so the foot
Bep
and a
will
half.
clamber up awkwardly onto the bed.
I just want you to run at it in full speed, and then you hit it with like the front half of your body and flip over onto the top. Is what happens.
That's part of the body's in the way. This is climbing is not my thing, but I will walk up the bed.
Oh, fair enough.
It takes a bit because Bep gets caught like going around one of the bed legs.
It's like watching a model try to navigate around geometry it's not really meant to do.
I like to think she like gets caught trying to go around the
Have you ever
legs and
seen
then
a
forgets
super
which way she's
speeder
going.
in City of Heroes run around a pole?
Yes, yes, I have.
Bep is walking like that.
You
for
were
few
a
moments.
super speeder running around.
Yes, and it works so well with giant amounts of random leg.
I
Once he
remember
gets
you
up there.
following behind me with super jump.
All right. Yes, you're up there. This will give you a superior tool, basically, is what we'll call it for doing it. Well, let's find out if Bep will be useful at all. Bep, go ahead and do.
Hey, Ellie, you hear that? You're a tool.
Yes,
Yes.
it's your tool. We're gonna upgrade your regular tool.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
I'm
What's
getting progressively worse after my first examination.
Yep, that's true. But you have succeeded in returning what you believe is rudimentary hearing to the person, as well as 27 hit points. She's probably going to sound like she's in a wind tunnel for a while. I just kind of have this mop. There'll be ringing that appears from time to time in her ears.
You're gonna have to wear headphones and listen to music all the time.
What?
All right, so Bep, don't yell in her ears.
What?
Bep stands away from Kara before going, understood.
Got like half right.
What part of her shall I yell into?
Lean down to the horse butt. Tell me your secret.
No, that's a great. You're supposed to lean down and then yell into the I demand you tell me your secret.
It's just like screaming at her ass, Gangan style. What the?
You protect, you attack, you scream at your own ass.
All right. So Sam, you will eventually kind of snap to the sound of noise and muffled, but enough that you can at least kind of tell what's going on. It doesn't. It seems like a half hearing. You feel better, but it's not as peaceful.
My ears aren't leaking.
Bep turns her head away from Kara. You were deafened.
What?
You were deafened.
She's looking over trying to figure out who Bep's talking to.
Your hearing was impaired.
Who?
You.
She's kind of leaning from one side to the other. She's gonna walk over to get her in front of Bep. Who?
Bep turns her head the other way. You, Kara Hilda.
Why are you looking away?
I was directed not to yell into your ear.
Were you yelling in my ear?
Uncertain. I don't believe so.
Oh,
Well,
I
this
fixed
Nate is
my
gonna get-
armor. Does anyone else need their armor fixed?
I do not have armor.
While they're doing that, Nate's gonna go check on.
Okay. Check on what you broke up.
They're gonna go check on Toby's character.
Okay. Toby, where are you at?
Just lying where I was left.
Okay. Your armor is still in a state
I
of
give up.
non-functionality. Yes, done.
Especially not work. It's gonna lay down and die.
It'll just kind of
Oh,
roll
is-
up. Would you
is
like a
he the-
drink?
What sort?
I either have the water we have on here, or I bought an incredibly strong moonshine I was delivering when it got called.
Head comes up, looks him dead in the eye. Moonshine.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it'll make you blind.
Well, we know a decent doctor.
At least I won't be deaf.
What?
To be fair, I don't think she's. Judging by the fact she's not screaming anymore, I don't think she's deaf right now, anyways.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up Bep and start walking forward.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pour. I guess it'd be a bowl. of moonshine.
Oh!
Wow, racist.
Did
Hello.
any of you need your armor fixed?
I do not need my armor fixed.
I got done fixing my armor. I am good with kit fixing.
I could use help with armor. So woozy.
Llewellyn requires help with his armor.
Oh, we should help him fix his armor. Will you help me fix his armor, Bep?
I will help you fix Llewellyn's armor.
Alright, we will fix the armor.
Begin the armor fixing. Wait a minute. You're bad at this. Does anybody else want to try fixing the armor?
What are you
Yes.
talking about? I did great at it.
You
That
did,
is
and then you
helping.
went and took a nap. You no longer have the benefit of your previous.
I am still assisting Bep.
Okay. Is Beth going to
will
try to
need
fix the
armor
armor?
repairs.
Alright.
I could, except I would point out I have exactly fuck all in engineering.
Alright, I'm rolling it. Armor repair.
What a coincidence.
I would like to point out I'm not that fucking bad.
Yeah.
Do I count as a tool?
Yes, you count as a tool.
Right, she gets a plus something then. Cool.
Just the
I
plus
think
two.
It's still a success though. That's all
Yeah,
that
you,
matters.
you make it. Alright, you activate it. It goes on to his armor repairs 40 hit points.
40 hit points, Toby.
Yay!
How much hit points does your armor have?
Almost that
14.
much.
Okay,
Damn near that, probably.
good.
Alright, so everybody's doing fairly okay on it.
Yeah.
Hit.
At this point, the train has been proceeding for about, let's see, we had, 2 surgeries that took place. There were some other repairs. I'm going to say about 3 hours over the course of your previous distance.
Also, patch kits are expensive. Getting things machine fixed is so much better.
Yeah,
That
well,
patch kit.
there is another car down beyond the one that you were in that you bought everything in.
I'm not going down that way.
It would be caving in to go in that way. I refuse to do it.
I've already looked down that path and I saw the door was closed, and therefore the door is closed.
Yes, we're not discovering the contents of that cart today.
Well, somebody else can do it.
I'm being packed. I can't go do it.
So no one's doing it.
I've been plummeled thoroughly. I'm not doing it.
The DM
Fine,
thinks that's a
I will
cart.
do it.
Nobody.
I will-
I was like,
I-
screw it, Nate will go down there. I'm
Fine.
gonna claim that he came out of there at some point because he probably just stuck around and just explored the train while they were all gone. Being murdered.
We did leave you on the train, so
Yep.
that makes sense.
There's another car back there and many cars beyond that one too. And this car has a door that is reinforced in the front and is not responding to your attempts to open it. But it says machine shop on the outside of the car.
Are you any good at breaking doors?
That's
I'm good at
fixed door.
breaking. Oh, yeah, I'm good at breaking things.
Well, how about? And Nate'll gotta just roll out of the way.
So you're not use Beth to break the door.
Pep does not count as a tool for door breaking.
Oh wait,
Beth is
these are
not-
not damage generic.
I'm gonna gently set the Bep down, pick up the two-handed hammer.
No. Beth starts running ahead. Tries to throw herself in front of the door, arms spread wide.
I'm gonna aim high on the door.
No, Bep tries. Wait, Bep walks up the door.
I think I can swing faster than you can.
Yeah, you probably can, but she's
Yeah.
still trying.
I'm gonna swing.
Please do not
Okay.
damage Panaco property. Please do not damage Panaco property.
Alright, so it's 3, or it's actually 2d12 plus d10. Actually, no, it's not the plus d10. It's plus.
They got someone who's highly suggestible to bounce and someone with no moral compass. Brilliant.
Weapon, notoriety, or weapon, item score, and skill. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's 8. Hit
Wow.
the door.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, you would have.
Put everything into it.
Putting everything into it.
Christ almighty.
That's 5, right?
Yes.
D12.
Yep. Wait. Well, your camera is going to fly off.
That's fine.
No, it's not. You're in an enclosed area.
She gets the 11 and the 11.
Yeah.
I choose the 11 and the 11.
So this is how this goes down, because this is how this was going to go down.
I'm going to spend a readiness to reroll an 11
Okay.
in my little combat.
Okay.
The door.
Roll 7. Roll 7. Roll 7.
Wow.
Oh.
Ah,
Amazing.
so taking one of the 11s.
Yep. Seems
And the
pretty
7.
good.
You got a critical hit, so you get 2, right?
No, it's the critical would make it a optimized attack essentially,
Ah.
which she's already kind of getting anyway. So yeah, you swing downward, you hit the car door, the door explodes backward off its hinges, and then suddenly there is this.
Standing on that door.
And, yeah, the BEP goes flying backward. By the way, into the thing. It flies backward, slams in the back in the dark. It's quiet for the moment, and then there is this sudden, like a big alarm klaxons through it. Brakes scream on. The train slams backward again. The BEP goes flying forward toward you with the door attached to her feet.
Oh no.
The door hits the door frame. The BEP decouples from the door and hits you in the face as you are flying backward. The rest of you go from full train speed to skidding to a stop rather steadily. Go ahead and roll dodge saves to try to stay on your feet.
And Bep is screaming pathing error this entire time.
D10. We roll a D10 and then
It's
tries to get
2d10 and
below
2d10 trying to stay below your endurance score. And I'm gonna say it's a
That is
difficulty of 5
fine.
or not endurance, sorry, evade.
Evade.
Yeah,
It's just straight 2d10.
Difficulty 5.
yeah,
Is
it's
this the
2d10. It's 2d10, and you're gonna add. I'm gonna call it 4 on this one because it's a sudden
Is
thing.
this versus falling down?
Yeah,
I get.
If we
Do I get
meet
to
our
use my
evade score, do we
athletics on it?
No,
you're
it's-
trying to get under you're under your evade score for this.
quick question.
Huh.
Do we have to hit or be below, or if we hit, do we fail?
No, equal or below.
Okay, cool. I literally can't fail this.
Yeah.
Yep, same here actually. I don't know why I rolled.
Friggin' tried, but hey, you did good, Dubs.
This is one of those rolls where you actually want ones.
It's true.
Yeah, that's
Right,
why I'm
so-
sad I rolled a 9 and an 8.
Most of you managed to stay on your feet. Looks like
I don't think I should actually get to roll.
I get a double simplify
Yeah.
versus. Yeah.
falling over. Okay, so you all managed to stop as the train. Did Hat 10 roll?
No.
Oh, oops, sorry. 1 sec. Sorry, what stat am I rolling again?
It's 2d just 2d10 plus 4, trying to get under your evade score.
Oh, it's plus 4. I still got under.
Yeah. You're still good. Yep. So you all managed to hold yourself to keep yourself from flying forward, but the train suddenly skids to a stop as this massive slam went through. And you are fairly certain, Bep, that she has destroyed the entire vehicle.
Bep gives Kara the huffiest look you've probably ever seen on a Bep unit.
I am going to look over at. First, I'm going to get my hammer back out of the wall, and then I'm going to I'm going to gesture for Nate towards the open doorway and go, "I have opened the door for you."
It'll calmly roll over and kind of push the door that's half stuck in the frame over.
Bep is gesturing wildly like Mo from Wally.
I am pasting the appropriate sound effects.
From Mo from Wally.
No, just the situation at hand.
Yeah.
As you are looking backward toward the Bep who is like gesturing angrily toward the front of the train where people are holding themselves close, out the windshield of the front, you can see the critter that you saw several hours ago that led you on the merry goose chase from the top of the canyon side to the bottom is toward the front of the vehicle. And clutched at her side, like strapped around her backward like a backpack, through feats of strength that cannot be defined as any degree of realistic, somehow has one of the wheels of your train that has been pulled asunder or somehow decoupled through some amazing Generico, security system, has been physically removed. And she's like holding on to the front of the train thing, laughing maniacally. She sticks out her tongue and promptly hits the windshield with it, and it is temporarily adhered. She seems distressed.
Bep points. Retrieve Generico property.
I'm charging and shooting.
Well, there's nothing to
What?
charge. She's on the
She's
front of the...
outside
Yeah,
the
she's
train.
outside the train. You can shoot toward the train window, but you might want that if the train starts moving again.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
Is there a door we can get out?
Well, you can get out through the back, yeah. You're 3 cars back from the front, but you just opened the back end of it.
Okay, let's go out.
Did it on the back though? We just opened into the next cart
I
back.
thought we were
Yeah.
opening into the next cart.
You are, but
Yeah.
that's the back end of your current train. Like, there's cars behind that, but you can exit through the hole you just made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
We
exit
go
out.
and then go between.
yeah.
And then going, I have opened the door, and now the vehicle has stopped.
You get outside and you can see that the train is actually skidded to an emergency stop because it is missing 2 of its wheels. One of them is lying next to the train and can be put back onto it, but the one at the front is attached to your quarry. And as she is running off into the distance
Her
toward...
tongue was stuck to the windshield.
She seems to have extricated it. It's remarkable the feats of prescripted strength that are occurring. But she's tearing out toward the end, yelling, "Go home, you jerks!" Off into the distance.
I am mildly impressed that she was able to get that tire off on her own.
Bep is
Yeah.
already running after her. Screaming,
Trudging,
I am
trudging
much
to
too
the snow.
brave to not follow you! So I will chase her.
Right. Off in the direction that
Turn
you're
on the
heading.
alternate suspension and start following.
You drive off over the snow. It's fairly firmly packed. Here, I'll turn this down here. She makes pretty quick distance, but you're following the path. You know that you're actually on her trail.
The entire time going, I'm standing there with just arms folded, not moving legs at all.
Yep.
You know the Pepe Le Pew bounce?
No,
Not doing-
you're
That's
playing a
just running
horse.
on top
You're
of
not
the
allowed to
snow.
sproink. That is a specifically
I
do
can
thing.
sprink quite well.
Yeah.
I
I
have
Not
4 legs.
horses do that.
They do.
Terrifying,
They do
but
it
they
very
can.
well.
You can tear off in that direction. It will take a little bit of time to follow her. She makes some quick distance, but before too long, you find yourself coming into a canyon between 2 cliff sides, which you're a little wary of because, last time she did cause a few avalanches, but it doesn't look like she has any sudden change in her tracks. Just sort of fade away. But you've come across another village, and this one is not actually in ruins. This is sort of you can pause it. She kind of goes off screen at this point, but you can. This place looks like it's built up from the ground. It's using retrieved parts and a few other things, but some of their natural materials. There's trees made, huts, and a fairly successful place, and it has a front gate. And you don't see her tracks really go into the front gate, but they do kind of vanish at some point. Like she either went under the snow or got picked up or
I will
or
begin
took
the
off.
digging, because I will save her.
Is there a sign?
That it is not actually signed, yes, but there are two looks like Taric individuals at the front, which you kind of recognize. They're both cats, and they both are wearing some rudimentary armor and have spears. But they don't level at you when they see you. They smile and they seem in fairly good spirits. They're kind of bundled up against the cold, and they say, "Travelers, welcome to our village. Do you come in peace?"
Yes, I am Bet.
I
We're looking.
am Lawrence, because that's the name that just popped
What
into my
was
head.
the race of the thing that grabbed their tire? Because I wasn't here for the previous.
Oh,
one.
right, yeah.
The race is Miko.
Yeah, the race is kind of unknown. It's a weird critter that you think must
Okay.
be from the wildlands or
It's
something.
black and white and derp all over.
Yeah, it's got shiny colors and it's black and white. And last time that you
Imagine
guys saw
Lani
it,
with limbs.
she caused a couple avalanches.
Nettle kind
back
of
then.
rolled forward a little bit and go, oh, there's a black and white thing, I guess is the best description I could give, that stole one of the tires to our train. Did it have to go through here?
The tires to your train?
Very
I
large
think
wheel.
it's a wheel.
I'm sorry, nothing's come through here since you. What's a train?
A generico pussy tram.
You mean
Yes, I think you just called it.
they kind of peer out, and from here, between the snow and the ambient light or the particulates in the air and stuff, you actually can't see the tracks from here very well. But there's a shadow there on the horizon from where the train is sitting, and this guy seems to kind of notice it for the first time and goes, "Huh?" And looks surprised and points over at his friend, and they're like, "There's something on the lines. Is that where you came from?
That is, yes.
We've never seen anything use them before. Where are you from?"
We're from our village.
Yes, there's a village far down that way on the trail, like I said, we are from.
It must be
One
for.
of the browsers apparently said they had this thing running, and they were trying to find parts to make it so our town doesn't cease to run.
They look rather surprised at each other and go, "Well, we'll follow us. We'll have you speak to the elder. That's amazing. We've never seen anything right on that rail before."
Much too brave to speak to elders.
Neither are we, so it's kind of surprising.
And someone's trying to stop us from riding on that rail.
Well, perhaps it is sacred to
Yes, the thing
somebody.
Yes, unfortunately, if they want us to go home, stealing the tire to the or stealing the wheel to the train doesn't seem the best way of going about it.
They will lead you inward, and inside the village itself, there appear to be a bustling community of individuals who are all kind of going about their business. It's cold here because it's still in the wilds, but they've kept it fairly comfortable despite. There's plenty of places to seek shelter. There are fires all over the place that are well kept. You can walk through the middle of the town, and the ground itself doesn't have snow on it directly. It's been melted off from just use because there's enough body heat and other folks around. But the thing that catches your eye rather quickly is that all of them seem to be feline tars. There's like a whole population of them here, and they all are a little baffled, seeing you. There's such whispers and little kids. They're all like, "Ah, look at the shiny wheelie thing," and people are trying to figure out what the hell the BEP is.
There's a constant, yes, hello, I am Bet. Yes,
Yeah.
hello, I am Bet.
You can see like little pantomimes, like perhaps it's some sort of ball that has been deformed. Or something. They're really interesting, but you're gathering a crowd in a hurry. And they go, "Well, it's we don't get visitors here very often, but perhaps the elder knows something that can help you."
I would appreciate it.
And they go, "Well, yeah, our village believes in goodwill and the assistance toward our friends. If we can formulate, a good trust between us, I'm sure there's something that can be done to assist your plight. Follow us." And they bring you toward this large tent, which is also built into a building. And the building looks like a ruin, probably either a Generico building or just something that somebody put up in a hurry. But they bring you inside, and inside is a warm area, and several of these tars are all just kind of lying around. A few of them are working on things. There's some folks building, and then off on this sort of makeshift throne, which is fairly low to the ground. It's not terribly opulent. Is this looks like a little older, not terribly old, not quite like your Deckard that you had that told you off, but just somebody who looks a bit more wizened. Has probably had a few seasons under them. Stands and addresses you and says, "Who are the strangers that have entered my home?"
Hello, I am Bet.
I am.
Oh, you're villagers. We came on a train on the tracks. Something stole one of the wheels from the train, and we're kind of hoping to get it back so we can continue on.
The tracks to the north. You say you're on a train from
Yes.
it.
Yes.
They look off toward the distance and then look toward their guard who nods and says,
The light has blessed us with moving rooms.
the guard nods and says, "Yes, Your Honor, there is an object on the tracks. They claim that they come from far away, many hours travel to the south." And she looks a little baffled by this and says, "Never have we seen an object travel on these before. How do you master such technologies?"
Unfortunately, we were just given it by our elder to go find parts to go fix our village so that it doesn't cease to work. Won't really explain the specifics of this.
You smile.
You smile, and
You smile.
and it goes.
It
Yes,
smiles
yeah,
back.
It has a little smiley face on a screen.
She goes, "Remarkable. Perhaps it is. It can sense your nature. We believe that goodwill will reward goodwill, but trust is an important part of that. We'd like to help you, but we'd have to make sure that your quest was worthy of our assistance. What are you looking
And
for?"
how would we prove that? For we are worthy individuals.
Well,
Well, the only thing we're looking for is there's a thing that came up, stole one of the wheels from the train, and ran off with it. It was black and white, and but
Irritating.
just the rough height of the thing, and
That is not our
it
quest.
looks like nothing I've been able to find. And if we can get that wheel back, then we can actually continue on to where we're supposed to be going for this whole thing.
they all kind of look at each other in a kind of baffled respect, like they also haven't heard of what this might be or anything. But she listens to the second part of it about the wheel, and kind of makes a concerned face, and then turns back behind her throne, and pulls aside some hanging, looks like pelts from local wildlife or something. And back there enshrined on the wall is another wheel. Looks like it's a different color from the one you have. Might have been from a different model. It's more kept up, honestly, than the one that yours was before, because it's been enshrined here for a while. But it's the same size, has the same spokes, or the same the gear ratio and everything. It would
Is it a
probably
generic
replace it.
equivalent?
Yeah, it's a generic gear. It just might be from a different
Looked a
train.
fair amount like that thing, just not nearly as nice in all
Gotcha.
honesty. This one we
That's
had
not
seemed
smooth
kind of
moving.
rusted out.
Oh, so this would make your machine move again.
It would, yes.
Yes, thank you. And Beb's gonna try and go grab it.
There are several spears that
Nate will
lower
actually
down.
roll over and kind of put a head on the door like, you don't
I'm
just
going
reach
to
for
pick
things.
up
People
that.
haven't
Please do not
willingly
damage
given
generic.
up.
And
He's just kind of holding her back.
and
Don't just
the
grab things people haven't given you. It's rude.
elder Hibiscus chuckles a little bit and goes, "My friend, this is a very important object to our town. It's an enshrined symbol of authority. We believe that we can share anything with friends, but it would take some time before we could receive this level of trust with you."
Towns do not need wheels. He just mumbles that into
I imagine that if we can work together toward the mutual benefit of both, then perhaps within a year, maybe 9 months or so, we could be willing to part with this for long of you to continue your journey.
Oh, that's all right.
Well,
We're just gonna go look for that person that stole our wheel. If you guys
Yeah,
hear
we'll just
anything,
have
please
to
let
find
us
them
know.
because by then our village will be long dead. Sorry.
It's nice meeting you.
So good luck to you then.
I throw Bep over my shoulder. like a sack of flour.
Ah. Please place Pep on the floor.
The,
What?
Just calmly turn and start to wheel off.
the guards.
Please place Pep on the floor.
Are you going to place Pep on the floor?
I will place Pep on the floor,
Yeah.
but I'm doing so in such a way so it's going to be belly down.
Oh no.
Impossible.
Impossible.
You can head out. The guards that are with you follow out with you. One of them starts returning back to the post, but the one that had been talking with you goes, I will accompany you. We can search the village and see if this intruder you're referring to is nearby.
It would be appreciated. It doesn't seem to be able to get the help easily, but if we can find it, we can get the wheel back easily enough.
And he kind of winces a little bit. Do a community perceive.
Yes, I have that stat.
Well, anybody who's looking at him can do it if they want to.
It's D10 plus which?
So it's going to be your community and there's no additional perceive to it, so or no additional skill to it anymore because it's the perceive look. So you're going to have like 2d10 and your community perceive score. There's no like
Okay.
search or anything.
I rolled better than I thought I would.
Kara does pretty well too. Okay, so Kara was going to notice that something about this guy is sort of holding off a little bit, like there might be another way to go about this, but he doesn't really want to bring it up.
Okay.
And he will continue to help you guys look around, basically.
We can show you the tracks where we lost track of it.
He nods and will follow you out toward the wilderness.
Here's where I started digging, because I thought it went underground.
Does it do that?
Yeah, sometimes it goes in the snow.
He prods it a little bit with the spear and says, well, if it's gone under this snow, it's probably fairly deep. But he looks around all over and doesn't seem to notice any immediate tracks as to where it may have gone. So it must have begun covering its tracks at this point.
Does seem like it.
Tug on Kara's tail.
I am startled. It's like I've seen a plastic bag in the wind. Ah!
Yes. Hello,
Kick.
I am Bep. Shall Bep engage stealth protocol to retrieve Generico property?
We're not stealing.
What
No,
is
we are retrieving Generico property.
protocol?
It belongs to them. We are not taking something
Incorrect.
that
It is
they view as
Generico
sacred.
property.
We should focus on getting the one that was actually taken from us, from the thing that took it.
It is a sufficient replacement.
But there's still a
I-
stolen one. We should find the stolen one.
The stolen one should be our priority.
Retrieve all Generico property?
In moderation. That's big
Understood.
words, Kara. Could you think of any other way we could go about doing this? I'm gonna ask the guy.
He shuffles one of his paws a little bit and scratches his head. There's a, I mean, if it's really important to you, how important would you say it is?
Well, our bridge will probably die if we don't get this done, so...
That's very
Fairly.
important. Well, there's in situations where you need something from the village that is of terminal importance, you can prove it with a little bit more quick action than if you were trying to say prove friendship and trust.
Assault the village.
Well, no.
No, Bep.
This,
Bad Bep.
We aren't going to
We are
attack
much
them.
too brave to assault the village. We will kill the villagers instead.
what?
Nate will actually look at both of them and go, "That's a little messed up. That was the wrong thing, like conclusion to jump to that."
He
I
clears
thought
his
that's where Beth
throat.
was going with that.
He clears his throat a bit and says, "You can engage in a challenge of need. You would face the champions of the village in combat with uncertain stakes. The winner would determine what becomes of the losers, but should you win, you could request for the object. It just proves that you're willing to put everything on the line to get what you're looking for because it's that important."
That does sound like it would be a good idea on the old front.
If you succeed in the challenge, you would be able to take the wheel.
Would there be any hard feelings if we did it that way?
He
Enemies out here.
well, he sort of shakes his head and says, It isn't so simple as that. It is a challenge and it is a sacred object, but the proving that you're willing to risk life and limb for it in a sanctioned combat is what we consider to be a legitimate need."
Calculating if this is the optimal path. I don't know the numbers. Yes.
Yes, we should do that.
Yeah, it does sound like this is probably the best route then.
He lets out a sigh and goes, I will bring you before the elder and present your challenge. He will bring you back to the tent and say the visitors have chosen to engage in a challenge of need to receive the wheel. To which eyebrows are raised and much scripted muttering takes place in the side. But there is a look of less surprise and more, I saw this coming when you guys walked in the door, coming from the elder.
Have you been blabbing about our challenges again, Lawrence?
and
You can't tell everyone who walks in that they can beat the crap out of people and get what they want. That's all the message to be giving. They're just Nate in the corner going, "Thank you."
She nods and goes, "You understand that your fate is uncertain in this challenge. The victor gets to determine how this ends."
We do.
Our fates are uncertain in life all the time.
Pep says, philosophically engaged. She nods and says, "Then let us proceed to the arena." John, could you stop that? Sorry.
Do I have to change my music?
Yes. Well, I turned it off a while ago. She left the scene.
Oh.
You will be facing our champions, the greatest defenders of peace and prosperity throughout our village. May the best of luck and your need carry you forward. And I will escort you toward a wide open area in the snow with a little pathway and put you at the edge of it, basically.
Do we get funny weapons?
You're allowed to bring the weapons you got.
Huzzah!
Yeah, it is a you are making this challenge to show that you will give all for the cause. So you have the weapons that you came with.
I will give all 2,000 credits worth of grenades.
You
Do
got
not
multiple
appreciate
people
the
with
fact that you
guns.
have that kind of credits to destroy somebody with.
It's pretty much a, if they came so armed and their other option is they're going to go pillage the village, we might as well just have them pillage the champions and be like, okay, here's what you want.
I'm really just saying, guys, we can probably take these assholes.
That is not our objective.
I will say, during the course of the conversation, Nate very quickly went from the one with no moral compass to the only one with a moral compass. Like, I'm okay with stealing, but
I'm
this
much
seems a
too
little bit
brave,
fucked up, guys.
I'm much too brave to spare the women and the elderly.
Hey, look, the penalty for withholding stolen generic products is death. Bep assumes.
Pip's never actually been programmed
Yeah, 'cause
with
I'm
the
sure the
protocol
Generico rule for this one.
for this particular thing. But yes,
Destroying
most likely.
Generico property is only a slap on the wrist, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the firm talking to.
We do not tolerate theft. The objects break often enough on their own that we can't really punish anything for damage, but theft we can punish. So they lock you out there, and there is a crowd coming around the side. Surprising number of them, Tarek. There are a couple of them in there that are they look like they're villagers. Like the people who live here look fairly samey. They're wearing native equipment. It doesn't look like tech that they've borrowed anywhere for the most part. It's furs and skins, and some of them just have thicker fur. They look all puffy because they've been here for a while. There's a couple snaps that have
Bep
probably
wants to boop the
they are currently out of boop range, but they're circling the edges in surprise, and you know some of them are passing out like popcorn and stuff because this is probably the most excitement they get for a while. There is a general feeling that they quite like their champions. You haven't seen them yet, but like you're seeing collections of colors showing up in like ribbons, or decorations, or hair ties, or even clothing that are
theme.
yeah, showing a theme towards several different color combinations that seem like they probably correlate to something. And you can see similar ones on flags on the far side of the area. Do a mind perceive and engineering. We're actually going to add the proficiency to this one here because you're looking for something specific.
Mind perceive and engineering.
Yeah.
Bep rolled bad.
It is the same as always.
I
for me.
rolled better than I figured.
Hi, I'm perceptive.
Okay.
Why am I the perceptive one? I should be the least perceptive.
It was
person
mind
here.
perceived. Technically, I just realized it should be a 17 for me.
I guess I'm technically the scout, so that kind of makes
It's
sense.
fine. Well, it's the only ones who didn't see it were it's a basic 12 because you don't need the tools to succeed at it. But Bep and Karaka are too busy looking at the crowd. Karak has seen maybe 2 Taras in his life because they're not terribly popular.
I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
But the rest of you kind of pick up on something. This place does have technology. It actually has fairly impressive technology. There just isn't a lot of it. So you're seeing a large population of people who seem like they're getting by pretty happily with primitive equipment. But every once in a while, you'll see something that looks like it came from your village, or even things that you can't recognize because they seem more advanced. Like there's a forge working in the background that's actually actively printing, and it seems to be doing it smoother than Generico property, which is some degree of blasphemous. And there is a few other pieces too. You saw actual armor on the elder that was standing there before, just kind of a lighter suit, but it looked like it was made of similar material to the critter that had been running around before that you guys were chasing, which is just like this advanced rubber that you hadn't really seen before. But most of them are wearing kind of native gear that looks like they were made by people who just live in the snow and are fairly used to it. So it seems like this village is familiar with certain degrees of technology. They just don't have a whole lot of it, but it's well taken
Holy
care
shit, it's
of.
predators.
That's a bit of that. It's just that not everybody's got it, right? You're not seeing a whole crowd full of people carrying this stuff, but there's a few that seem like they're armed. You see a couple guns around the place that look like they're pretty well kept up around. And on the far side of the arena that you're currently in is an automatic gate that isn't run. It opens and closes on its own, has lights on the top. And as you are walking in, or that gate will open, it swings upward silently, and the crowd cheers a little bit. And there's a sudden flash of light that rings out in a hail of trumpet kind of fanfare that pops through. And standing on the far edge are 3 figures dressed in glimmering armor that lights up the snow all around them in a colorful kind of aurora of a light show. And as they step forward, the armor itself projects light in a holography display that you don't necessarily recognize because your village doesn't have a whole lot of holography. but lights, sound, and excitement kind of exude from their shape. They look young, they look athletic, and they look kind of proud to be wearing what they're wearing. But what they're armed with is surprising technology. It's not something you recognize offhand, and it looks distinctly more advanced than the other people that were standing around.
New music track. Yeah, that makes a.
Better be
Nice.
animated for this other thing to be disappointed.
As they step out to the side there or in front, they raise their hands to the crowd. There's a different, play to the source going on, and names appear above their heads, and so essentially like a scoreboard. It's just sort of like a celebration. One of the three scores, two of them are digital. The other one actually has like chalk written on it that pops up. That just has their names, which I would have to think up really quickly. I think one of them's gonna be called Huffy Pout.
Frank, Steve, and Ralph.
We're gonna call one of them Justice Shine, and I don't know. Bep, give me a third one.
Snowdrop.
Snowdrop. I like it. All right, Huffy Pout. Huffy Pout's the angry one.
Oh no.
Snowdrop will be the not leader, and then I guess the leader is the last one who will be up in front because we always have one of
Justice
those.
Shine's the leader.
Yeah, Justice Shine will be the leader. But they come out in their explosions, and their weapons kind of appear on their hands like holographic weapons. And we will do.
Applause.
We'll take a break here before rolling initiatives because we'll just start after that.
Cool.
Yay, bathroom break.
I return.
Oh no! Let's roll.
Ooh, we still down, folks? Looks like Cross.
I think we're still down, folks. Oh, interesting question from Tygon. So the new focus thing, does day in this case mean in-game day or in the session day?
It's it would be for the day in game.
Day in-game. So, how many daydreamers you have is how
Yeah.
frequently you can
Yeah.
re-roll that.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, adopt a snap tour today.
Mm-hmm. I found a whole village of them right here.
Yeah. So, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we using Madoka music?
Because it's copywritten.
Ah. Damn them.
Literally the reason.
Also, it instantly make me sad, I suppose.
No, it's also that. This is the other reason is because this is a really like railroaded makeshift campaign to test combat, and I haven't really invested enough story into it to be worthy of trying to attach that to it.
Okay, I'll save that for when I make my magical kill.
I actually realized, because we're cruising in on like 10:30 right now, I was like, oh shit, I need to get through 2 combats tonight so we actually do the test. I gotta stop making up stories and fucking make you fight something.
I let them shit about on the train too long. Oh, I'm so proud of her.
Well, I'm sorry I was late. Are we currently live or are we on intermission?
We're
They're
like,
live.
that's fine.
Okay.
I figured we were gonna start late anyway. It's more that like I didn't rush you into the next fight because we got to the fight pretty quick last time. These fights will be pretty quick. They're not complicated.
Oh, you think that now?
I think that now, but
Bep wants to be their magical mascot. Sweet.
Allie?
The transformation sequence is so pure and sweet.
It's like I feel like I might need to bring this trio back in an actual game so I can spend some time coming up with a scripted transformation.
Better names. Snowdrop, what was I thinking? No, rename Snowdrop into Sweetheart. There you go.
Nice.
So she's a Pop-Tart?
No, she's a sweet
No.
tart.
Allie just wants to demonstrate.
I didn't say
sex.
tart, I said heart.
No, sweet tart.
Okay,
Huffy Pout and sweet tart.
that sounds wrong. Okay.
Seems good.
I think we may have accidentally anchored some strippers.
What strippers did we anchor?
Okay.
Huffy Pout and
Let's
sweet
just say
tart.
Kronos.
I'm gonna go ahead and give them Powerpuff Girls colors.
Nice.
Okay.
Beth whispers Sugoi under her breath.
And everything was super kawaii.
As it should be.
If you guys want to go ahead and put your tokens where you want them
Oh.
to start with, just stay within the first 2 rows there.
First two rows within
Of the map, yeah, on the map.
Yeah.
There isn't a whole lot of solid cover on this map. The bushes are just kind of like half cover.
Now we're on a hex grid. What is the first 2 rows?
More or less where you're at.
Okay. All right, I'm seeing this spot.
I gotta warn you, unfortunately, I'm kind of fading coherence.
What's that?
He's fading incoherency.
Ah,
I wish there was an easier way to zoom in and out on Roll20.
Mouse wheel. Oh no, that goes up and down.
Yeah.
if you hold Alt and mouse wheel.
Oh, neat.
Oh, cool.
Kronos, do we have you back?
Yeah. I
Alright.
didn't really leave. I was right at the beginning.
Oh, well, we thought we were out because you were muted. Okay,
I just muted
Nah,
so that
you-
I can actually talk.
let's get it going then. If you guys
Get
want
it
to create
rolling.
any terrain using your readiness.
Nope.
Ooh.
My readiness is going into my indicative.
In that case, split between initiative and determination, and we'll do it. For these guys,
What can I
I'm
buy
gonna-
with 4?
I think you can get like something reactive, like an explosive.
Let's see. Readiness.
I'm gonna go ahead and put.
Oh yeah, does slot swapping still exist?
Yeah, for initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 4 into their initiative and hold 4 in their readiness for each of them.
I would like to spend 1 readiness to add a tree,
There.
right here.
Alright. Yeah, let me roll these. I got 9, 10, 13.
I will draw it freehand.
Sure. A mighty tree, something
Mighty tree.
fairly sizable.
A tree that people could stand for. In the standing times. Yes.
Alright, there's a tree.
Where? Oh.
Hey, can I spend an initiative
But
to
I
reroll
want
my
it right
initiative?
here.
Can you spend a readiness to reroll readiness?
Yes.
No.
Damn.
Can it be right here though?
That's where it is.
Okay. 'Cause there's Garbledigook over here too. I
It's
wasn't
gone
sure.
now. It's gone now, so.
Okay.
Alright,
Alright, so
a
I'm
tree.
One point of readiness for a tree right there, and then that is as much of that as I can spend. I
Mhm.
will do the rest of it into my initiative, so that way I can use it for the cool thing,
The bonus action.
the bonus action, and then I will roll that.
Alright,
I
let me.
feel good about my chances for bonus
I would
action.
I would like to trade my slot with you, Sammy. It's very important.
Why?
It's very important.
How important is it?
So important.
I need
Well, they're
this
extremely
13.
bunched together, and she probably has range to be able to throw a grenade.
They are bunched together right now.
They are.
Now, does this mean my initiative changes forever, or is just this round?
It's just this round.
It's
Just
this
that
round.
round.
Yeah, it's the slot
Alright.
switch that we always
By
have.
the way,
will-
you might
I-
want to bring the initiative thing up.
That's what I'm looking for right now. I can remember what the main thing is. There
Left
we go.
side,
Turn
there you
order.
go.
Click. Click. Oh, we have to redrag tokens onto it, huh? Okay.
You have to right click and add,
Yeah.
or control U. You like how I put that lone tree like right there?
It's great.
If it makes you feel better, Sam, I'm willing to give you my 12.
I really liked mine though. Yeah.
It's
I'll
just for
trade
the
with
one
her.
turn. And then I can trade with you. That way you can still go directly after the grenade hits.
I could go charging in.
Mhm.
Cause I'm gonna use one of my resolve to give me a bonus action so I can sprint the fuck across this distance.
I can make it there in one move.
How?
He's a wheeled
I have a
card.
special ability called Boost.
Mm.
I can move double my move. I have a 7 move. They're 14 spaces away.
See, I can make it there in a double move, but then I can't act. And I want to get there. I can't.
Okay, we all initiatived up.
Toby needs to put his in.
Toby and Karaka.
Karaka
Moving
the
slightly
wrap up.
over there.
Why do I keep my initiatives keep disappearing? It's annoying. No, there we go.
If you're trying to put them in while somebody else is trying to,
Uh.
it won't happen.
Alright. Karaka had a 7, I'll just put it in for him. There it goes.
Yeah, I had put a 7 in.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing mine is. We're probably
Yeah.
trying to do it at the same time.
It did.
Yeah, I could see it actually happening. One was being edited and the other one wasn't edited the other one. Players go first, right?
Yes, but before the match begins here, they're actually going to use a new focus ability that I'm trying out here. And they're going to put themselves at the bottom of the turn order.
Oh, that worries me because it sounds detrimental, but it's probably not.
Alright, so I'm giving my turn to Beth.
So definitely we'll go on this turn.
Alright.
Alright, so Bep is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Bep is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pose in front of the magical girls as if part of their group. I'm kidding, I'm not gonna voice it.
No, you should totally do it. It's too late.
Okay, just gonna get to here, and then she's going to lob 2 grenades.
Oh, part of our group, are you? Son of a bitch.
If she thought she had a hope of being accepted. Okay, so I'm gonna aim for this hex.
Mhm.
That's 1, 2, 3, 10. So that's plus 10, so that's 25. I've got to hit, I believe.
Yep. So as you go to throw, they are going to do a dodge before throwing as opposed to dodging after you throw.
Okay, dokie.
Let me grab their sheet. So you pull back and they spring aside. D10 for the first one. Where is their evade? There it is. Good, good, good. Alright. So
And what's that do for them?
they get 1 hex, basically. Chink.
Okay. Well, let's hope scatter is on my side.
Yeah. So they'll back off a bit. You have to go for the same target that you had before.
Okay.
Oh, 14.
Oh no. Wait, how does the new bounce pack work?
Cause you, so yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. Basically, you fumble
Oh
it.
shit.
It
Okay,
lands right in front
so
of you.
they basically drop on my hex, I believe.
Yeah, they'll land right in front.
Okay. And then they
Oh.
scatter. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. That cheat sheet. Let's open that up.
This is when all the grenades have gone wrong for us.
Now this bit has changed slightly, right? I just roll to see if they do scatter,
Yeah,
which
that's
Is
a
a-
one,
So out of
1 through
curiosity,
3.
how are they able to dodge before their turn came up?
Because the dodge is a reaction to the throw being made. It's a grenade specific thing. When a grenade is incoming, you can either dodge out of the way of the throw, or you can dodge when it's going to explode.
Ah, okay.
Because they don't know
So,
exactly
Always
where
do
it's,
when someone whips the grenade.
yeah, it's when the grenade is being thrown specifically.
It's a nice play because you can go, yeah, I'm getting out of the way, and suddenly the grenade lands where you dodged.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, because they don't know where it's
It was
going to
just I
scatter.
genuinely didn't know about that rule.
Yeah.
Was
Right,
that-
so it's a D10.
Yeah.
Uh,
So on a 1 through 3, it'll scatter. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
it
So you can determine what
scatters.
direction it goes.
It's towards them.
All right. Send it off toward them. D8
Yeah.
hexes.
D8.
Roll
Okay.
14 hexes.
2, 3, 5, 7, 8. Oh my god, they fall just short even if they go max. Oh, actually, I need to roll to see what type of grenade this is. It's a hot spot. There's no point in me rolling fully.
Well, if you roll a 1, you might hit yourself.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
There
oh,
we
shit.
go.
And that's one of them. And now we'll see if the other one.
Oh, no, wait. You're still safe. Because it landed
Uh,
in front of you and scattered one more forward. You're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other
I was
one.
gonna
Does...
say, can you take that much damage as a pet?
No.
Yeah.
The other one does not scatter. Oh shit, that's bad.
That one is an
Okay.
issue, yeah. You want to try to
yeah,
dodge
so
your own
what-
grenade?
Oh, am I that right? Let's see. Hi, I do dodge. No, okay, I do
you
try and
dodge.
dodge.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
2d10.
So it's 2d10.
Allie,
I think
I'm
you're
not
still good.
sold on the fact that I gave you my turn.
What's the difficulty?
It's just your evade score.
It's just my face score.
Yeah.
Then it's literally impossible for me to fail.
Okay,
Sure.
so yeah, you're going to be, but you're prone because you're dodging the explosion.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's both my grades.
All right, they both explode in front of you. The crowd assumes that you are doing your own magical girl transformation and applauds you greatly, but wants to know why you're on the ground.
Yay!
Yay.
Also claps along with them.
Thump bump.
That's my turn. Cool. Glad I took that slot.
Yeah, thanks. Kronos, you might as well keep your slot, because I can't get to them no matter what I do right now. And you can actually get to them.
I'm just wondering how smart of an idea it is for me to run straight up to them on the first turn with no one else there.
I will say, so
Aren't you
based
Malay?
on looking at them, all three of them have shiny, looks like magical bucklers on their arms. This is a degree of holography on there, so they're all carrying a shield that is attached to their arm. And then the one who's in front has a bow that is held in one hand with the finger on the drawstring, and the bow is also a holographic thing, very ornate. It has wings off the side and stuff. Looks like it's far too large for the draw pole that it's got. The one next to her, the purple one, has a very large hammer over here that has silly proportions, as opposed to Sam's that has the rocket built into it and a heavy haft to hold a physical object. This thing has a haft that's about an inch wide and a hammer that's probably the size of her body that's suspended over the top of a shoulder as though it weighs nothing. It shimmers. And then the one on the end over here, I think... what did I give them? What was the third one?
That'd be sword and shield, wouldn't it?
Ding, 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 ding. I had the blade, I had the thing. Oh, I had the grenades.
God.
Yeah, so she is juggling like Zenyatta style little floaty grenades. Look a lot like Allie's.
Shit.
Alright, so Kronos, do you want me to go? Because if you want me to go for it, I will use a resolve to get to him, but I won't be able to attack.
You going first might be a good idea, just to put a target near him, and then I'll move up
Well,
too.
thank you. I appreciate this. Alright.
Well,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is as close as I can get on my regular move.
Yeah.
I don't think that's far close enough with my reach weapon to hit any of them.
No, you're too far.
Alright, so I will use my resolve. So I need to roll a d10 and try to get below my initiative.
2d10 below your total initiative score.
Please roll low. Oh,
Aw. Oh.
by 1.
Yep.
That's sad.
Now you can
Okay,
actually use a determination if you want to reroll one of those. That's because the rounds have started now.
I don't have any determination.
You didn't use
so I used
any?
all the
Okay,
resolve.
yeah, alright.
Yeah.
So that's you done. Toby, you're up.
Okay. If I could find the right freaking screen. Okay, so that's where I want
What's
to
your
be.
resolve, Sam?
Huh?
What's your resolve?
My resolve is the amount of points I put for readiness I put into my initiative, right? Is that correct?
So Sev, going here, I
there's-
can hide behind the tree, right?
You have it with your overall readiness points get split between the initiative pool and the determination pool. So resolve, I don't know where resolve came from, but that's not related to this specifically. I think you were just saying the word.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
I'm gonna say resolve
Yeah.
is a different stat.
Yeah.
It's 15 plus your combined mind store.
Yeah, resolve
Yeah.
is for resisting mind effects.
All right. So, all right.
But your
That means if
initiative
I s-
score that you rolled was what, 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you needed to get below that. You got a 14. So.
But that thing I used to roll for that, what is that called?
Oh, that's the bonus action. That you were
No,
just-
the reroll you're asking about, right? What you'd have to use for that?
Oh, determination. That's the other half of the pool. Whatever you didn't spend on initiative.
Okay.
So readiness goes through to initiative and determination.
Yeah, that's what it splits into. It's just those two
Okay.
pools.
Does that mean that I can every turn try to do?
No, it's the same as it's always been. It's just it's points that get used up. I mean, every turn you can attempt to get a bonus action, yeah, but you're for the determination.
That's what
rerolls
I was
stuff.
asking. Is it? As I assumed that I only got to do that as many times as I put in readiness for my initiative.
No. Yeah, you can
Okay,
try it every turn.
That's what I need clarification.
It sacrifices
I-
your reaction though. So at the moment you
It's
have
just
no
so much
reaction.
going on with readiness.
Mhm.
I'm feeling lost. Sorry. All right. Sorry, Toby. Your turn. I messed it up.
I was asking if I'm hiding behind the tree, I can still take shots at those.
Yeah. So the way that kind of works now is there's nothing special to it. It's just every attack is assumed to have kind of a 1-hex wiggle. So you can kind of come off to the edge here. Yeah.
Okay. So I moved up. I am going to take a shot at this one
hmm
using the SMG. I was bringing up the PDF so I can look at rules.
Which actually means Sam could have swung at them had she gotten that bonus action.
I wouldn't have gotten to be able to swing though.
Yeah, the bonus action would you could have taken the attack, and all attacks now have like a 1-hex kind of wiggle room. That's how
Oh.
we're resolving getting
Oh,
around
even
the
melee?
and stuff. Yeah, even for
Even
melee
melee,
too.
I thought that was just for range.
No, it's for melee too. The thing is, it still counts as a move. So if they had reactions, which they don't on the first round, but if they did, they could have gotten out of your way for you attempting to do that. So that's the trade-off. So technically, your melee attack actually has like a 3-hex range, but if you actually go to the full stretch, then you're doing a big lean out. It's like the old 5-foot step from 3.5, and the enemy could move out of the way if they wanted to at that point. Anyway, you can fire, Toby, if that's true.
Well, they're not in cover, correct?
Nope, they're open. They do have the shields, though. So the shield gives them cover.
Okay, so this is just 2d10 then.
Plus the whatever your weapons.
Okay, so 2d plus the SMG is what?
I think it was a 4.
Yes, 4 plus 3 plus 2, so 9.
Which one are you shooting at?
The orange one?
Okay, the one in front.
Yes.
Alright.
So that's 9.
19. That is a miss.
Okay, I'm done. Oh wait. I'm using one of my spare readiness, which is now determination.
Yep.
To reroll that 2.
Okay. Nice. 16 plus 9
Yep,
is
27.
27.
25.
Oh, just short.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
You had your whatever your mind score was and your range combat score factored into that, right?
Yeah.
That's what the 9 was? Okay, just making sure.
How's the frig is a tortoise? They have 25 dodge, 26 dodge.
It's they're lightweight because they're custom thing. They're slim bodied, so they have the -1 to the mass on it, and then they have the certifications for upping evade a little bit. Unless the thing's weird on it. But I don't think
Like
that's
one?
right.
No,
I'm
you could-
not
you
going to
could
have.
build a life tour.
I can recheck it later, but I think it's right.
I mean, it's possible to build a tour like that. I've done that.
Their hit points are not particularly astounding. They are wearing the lightest of armor. That's the other part of it. The armor they're wearing is so light that it's actually -1 mass from light armor. It's a single mass, so there's lots of different little things on them. They are paperweights. All right, that's you.
Yeah, I'm done. I can't hit him.
Okay,
So.
Brock is up.
Alright.
Scoots outward.
Actually, I guess I have to do that twice.
Does armor have a minimum mass? Or can it theoretically be 0?
It can't be 0. It's gotta be 1.
Okay. Yeah, because doing just a really quick on the sheet, a really quick, dirty base build for building only for evade, nothing else, I can get a Tor up to 24.
Is that including taking the?
That's the armor
Starting
cert.
point.
That's taking 8 points total in the custom options for +2 evade and -2 base mass. And for having an armor that only has a weight of 1, because you said it's 1 less than the normal armor. Normal light, which is 2.
So I've got base mass 6.
Did you also account for the evade adjustment you can take for light armor?
With the armor thing, that's including that, which would just cancel out the 1 weight of the armor. It's still, without the armor, basically, it would be still 24.
Wonder if I'm factoring something here that isn't calculating properly. Let's see here. Evade +1 was picked twice in custom options. Base mass.
Evade +1 twice, base mass -1 twice. Because that would net you another
Right.
2 evade, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings you up to 24. The armor has a mass of 1, which is negated by the evade +1, which brings you down to
The 24
still
again.
being 24.
Right.
And as far as I'm aware, there's nowhere else you could get extra evade.
Experience, character sheet. Yeah, I'm not seeing it right off. Okay, so let's swap it over to 24. If I find what I did, then
My sheet's
well.
calculating to 25, so I think there might actually be something wrong on mine. I'll swap over to the new sheet after the session anyway.
well, the actual auto calc for this one got messed up at some point, so maybe something didn't update. But whatever, I'll put it at 24, and if I find later what went weird, then we'll swap it back again. Not worried about it. Okay, so 24. So still no hits yet, right? No, yeah,
Toby
Toby
went
re-rolled.
for
Okay, so
last
Toby,
round.
you got a hit. Yeah.
Okay, so it's sweep.
No,
that
it's
would
not.
technically. Hmm?
If you were trying to sweep it, you would have hit Sam too.
What I have?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with sweep is that
It
you
is
have
all
to spread
targeted.
from one end to the other, so you'd rake all over Sam.
But it also technically hit me as well.
Yeah. Oh no, it wouldn't, because he's over here. So he's just shooting that in that direction. But it would, yeah, it would totally nail Sam.
It would basically sweep straight across there.
Hmm.
Okay, well then the one is taking 25 points of hit.
And you don't get a D10, you get a D8. You didn't get over their cover save. They've got shields.
He only rolled an 8, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's on a different probability, so roll a D8.
Sure.
There you go.
Hey,
Now you got a legitimate 8. Alright, so how much was it?
25.
Okay. There's a all over the front of them, and it hits the shield and sends the shield sparking, and then hits the armor behind it and sends it sparking and flickering as well. And there's a collective or there's similar anime-sounding noise coming from the back of them as they shriek in horror from the brutish foe that rakes bullets across them. And the armor flickers heavily. Looks like it's quite damaged.
Okay, well I'm still done.
Okay, so Kraka, you moved twice? Were you gonna try to go for a bonus action?
No, I'm gonna stick with just the movement.
Yeah. Okay, and then I guess
Chronos.
Yeah, Chronos at the bottom. Okay.
And we'll see, since I moved back, I'm not quite able to get in region, so 2, 3. So I'm just moving 7 up, and then drawing my pistols, but not doing anything else.
Okay. So that leaves them up. Are you happy you had bow person at the front, right? Okay, we got those two over there. Down to there, down there. Sam's right up front. Okay. The one at the front who got heavily shot up turns over towards Sam and draws her bow. And as she pulls back on it, the two to the side of her throw out their hands sideways and give a shout of encouragement, and the bow grows by 3 sizes. It's
I would like to make sure that she understands she is complicating this attack. Because I am a 2-weapon fighter, bitches.
Speaking of the attack being complicated, I have to look at how this attack works.
I'm actually surprised that you decided to do this for the test.
Well, this is. I wanted to see if it'll work, because it's a weird item, and I want to see if it'll function. Okay. Yeah, goes to fire in your direction. Let's roll d10 plus. And plus. Oops, I just typed that in the wrong area. 22 hit you?
Hit me, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's go the bowstring, and a arrow that is significantly larger than the bow itself comes spiraling out of it.
Oh, actually, you rolled that wrong. She's complicated, so she doesn't get 2 D10s.
Okay. Let's
She has
roll
78 there.
D8 plus D10 plus 13.
She'll roll higher this time.
23?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I know, she'll roll higher this time, but you
Yeah.
know, it's just like...
Alright, it passes through the area in this wide beam of energy that goes through. D10. 8. Be good. Eight is 20 plus the notoriety of our 2 friends and the weapon on there.
Oh, gee.
You do notoriety assist?
With
These-
these
these
particular
ones can.
weapons, yeah.
They start off much weaker than standard weapons, but they can be pumped by assisting people.
They basically chain energy together. So, counts each contributing item all notoriety points. The contributing item has notoriety on itself, so it has basically 8 extra notoriety on itself right now.
Bye, guys.
Sammy, Sammy,
Bye, guys.
don't get deafened again, okay? I can't bear it.
What if I just lose my head?
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it's attached to your shoulders.
I'm not sure anymore.
So that is, it's only 44. Like, again, they start pretty weak. But it's a pretty good 44 hit to you. So, this wave of energy that hits much harder than you really expected a beam of light to hit for rattles through you for 44 damage.
Taking it.
Right.
Ouch.
And she will...
Do it again.
no, I think she wants to branch off a little bit. How close do I have to stay to people to make this work?
Did you write a ranged imitation?
This being the adjacent initiative slot, adjacent hex, the person using the item must use 2 attack actions. Okay, so that was the both attack actions to do it.
Okay.
Communication is done. It's her turn. She's going to attempt a bonus. Let's roll.
No
2d10.
NPC, don't get a bonus roll.
No, she didn't succeed. That's not good. All right, buddy number 2 is going to go 1, 2, 3 over to Sam. This is the one with the hammer,
Hi.
and she'll come in for a swing.
Movement.
It is
1,
movement. Yeah.
2, 3, 5.
A fast
Reaction
bet.
taken.
Oh, boom.
Vroom, vroom. Okay. Anybody else moving?
Nope, I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay.
You want to shoot again?
I'm going to shoot.
He can't see. Because you're behind the tree currently. You didn't see them move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Alright, she's gonna take a swing on Sam, and as she brings the hammer back, her armor sparks up, and the hammer becomes larger.
Alright, come to complicate. I'm a dick. That's all I have. I get a retaliatory strike as well, right?
Yeah, you get the swing back.
I miss.
Yeah,
She hits though.
I hit. Alright. Roll. You have a 2-handed weapon, right?
Yep.
So your cover is... nothing. You have 1 melee weapons plus 2. So what was your evade?
My evade is 18, like so she beat my evade.
Okay.
She does not beat my endure by any pass.
Right, no, so just a d10 on it. It's 2. I'm going to use one of her to redo it. Oh, but it goes back to it goes back
But
to
you can't
2.
roll lower.
You can't roll lower. But
That's
still,
fine.
2 is pretty shit. So it is at 4 notoriety because it's currently being boosted by her armor.
Damn, do you have the thing that lets you ignore damage if 1s or 2s if it's below your endure?
No.
Oh.
4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll be plus 8. So 18 damage.
That's on the list of things I'm gonna get, but you know, need more circus. Cause then I can just go, no, I choose not.
Time for the key of that is to build more farms.
She'll attempt her bonus action. She succeeds. But I actually had to do that retroactively because I needed 2 attack actions in order to boost her attack. So it's used up in the swing that she just made.
Okay.
Then the last one.
She's gonna drop her grenade on
Yeah,
Sam.
she's gonna drop a grenade right on Sam. I think she wants to chuck toward the other person who chucked grenades.
Beth does
1,
not
2,
like
3,
this.
Sam,
4,
don't
5,
play the
6.
micro. I'll have to target you all the time.
Sam's like, I don't want that to happen. I better play a face tank. That'll never get attacked.
Well, I'm playing a tour.
3,
What else
4,
am I gonna do?
5. They're
back
fairly
and shoot.
dodgy.
Yeah.
D10 plus 3. 12. Oh, did I screw that up? Yeah, I think so.
Yep. There would be 15 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
So you
Not good.
need to hit
Um,
Is
the
that
one.
still complicated?
No, because she's throwing it at the bat. I'm gonna
That's-
reroll the 2.
Oh, the map. Oh, okay, good.
You're gonna reroll the 2.
Yeah.
Don't reroll the 2.
I wish I could complicate it for the map. But I
Oh, son of
can't.
a bitch.
Ah,
Alright, yeah, so that one gets dropped. Alright. There's nothing else to it. Her friends are like, dude, why would you ever?
Why?
so if you roll like further, then would actually reach back to you, do they just drop in front of you?
Yeah, they don't go behind you.
Okay, so yeah. Ah, they should put it where I want to put my grenades.
Hopefully,
Everyone here is very good at throwing.
let's roll. This might actually work to my favor. we'll find out. Let's roll.
See, scatter.
2.
Does
So does scatter. It seems to happen a lot. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually right in front. So it's gonna land right here. I have to see how far it goes. So slash roll.
Roll the 1. Roll the 1.
5.
Shit.
1,
Shit.
2, 3, 4, 5. So it lands. It rolls down under the first person. Lands over here. You can dodge if you wish to.
I will not dodge simply because I realized I was actually prone before I moved,
Oh, okay.
and I technically should not have been able to do that. So I will take this as my punishment.
you
You did
wobble
the
up to it.
Sonic roll.
The new grenade lands next to you, and you have a moment of kind of recognition because it looks a whole lot like one of your grenades. Unfortunately, you have many types of grenades, so
Instead of dodging, Bep actually checks her bag in confusion.
let's see if one of them falls out. Upon checking the grenade goes off. Roll d8. It'll
is
knock
a
you
reporter,
6
right?
hexes back.
Yeah. 1,
So
2,
it's away from where the
Oh,
grenade orange.
never
Yeah,
mind.
so off
1,
this way.
2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and then I need to make an endure save, right?
Yeah. So for these ones, how are they written now? This is the same as your grenades now. They just have a slightly different function to make them a bit more appealing. So FTP grenade. Oh, this one isn't changed. So yeah, you just need to do an endure save to try to save that.
And that's difficulty plus 6, right, based on distance.
Yeah.
I am fine.
All right. So you were able to keep on your feet, but you were knocked over in that direction.
I will say, with an endure 29, pretty hard for me to fail these.
Why are you so durable? Generico products aren't that durable.
But Beps are that durable.
She's
No one
gonna
knows
scoot
why.
off this way, and then she's gonna throw, or she's gonna attempt for another action. Roll 2d10. She gets it. She's gonna check a grenade over toward this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 15.
To roll dodge, I have to roll before they do the thing, right?
Yeah. So if you wanna
Okay.
dodge now, or there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either dodge before they throw, in which case you don't know whether or not they're gonna reach or scatter, but there's no detriment for it. Or you can dodge after it's landed, which will make you prone, but at least you'll know where it's gonna be.
I'm gonna dodge before. It's a 2d10 plus.
Yeah, it's just 2d10. Try to get under your initiative, or under your thing.
Okay. Under my evade?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
which I
I
don't think you
literally
can
cannot fail, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just one square or is it a number?
Yeah, it's one square, yeah.
Okay. Also using my advantage because I'm moving a little bit closer.
Okay. Well, she still has to target the same hex, so it's gonna go over to this side right here, where she's heading to.
Mhm.
I realized I forgot to put her stat score in last time, so let's not do that this time.
Actually, if it's
There we go.
doing that, I'm actually sorry, it's not going to affect much when I'm moving to that square instead, just because I realized the very key thing.
Alright.
Yeah, reach.
So it goes
No,
over
I
here.
don't have reach, it puts
short
me in.
by 1.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
You
It falls
had
short by
22
one.
to hit.
Yeah, so it actually lands on you. Does it scatter? Slash roll. D10. Does not scatter.
Nope.
So from there, it will explode in a repulsion blast. Slash roll. D8. 7. So everybody from around that area is going to get knocked back 7 in that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get knocked back to here.
So I'm back over here now.
No, you go back. All the other people get knocked back too. So she gets knocked back to here.
He was measuring the range
Yeah.
as well.
Sam gets knocked back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Thump. Boom. You get knocked back to the edge of the map. And then you will go flying off away from the direction that it was thrown. So you're going to head off this way. 1.
You're gonna come towards me.
Well, if it didn't scatter from where it originally was, right?
No, it actually landed directly
Yeah, it
on
landed
the
on
hex
you.
you are now
It
on.
landed
yeah.
in your square.
Because it fell 1 short of its original target.
Okay.
So that's 6, 7, yeah. So you end up down here.
Okay.
So thump. There, she scattered things around a little bit.
And then you hear, hi, I am Bep.
As you step in the snow, Sam, you are up. Oh, technically we have, yeah, we had to save for endures really quick on this, which for the Tars won't be too hard to do.
I have a double simplify.
Yeah. But it's plus 7.
It's 2d10 plus 7.
Yeah, 2 to 10 plus 7.
Hey!
Wow. Fucking ace that.
Fun fact, I have an endure of 19.
Jesus.
I feel good about that.
We're set. Okay.
Everyone's fine.
Yeah, everybody's okay. So it knocks him
Yeah,
back
I'm
a
built
little
for
bit.
hitting stuff. Me being hit's a problem.
Alright, well,
I had forgotten why I gave this person repulsor grades as I was throwing them at Ali. I was like, oh, wait a minute, those aren't to throw at the enemy, they're to throw at ourselves. To get us out of
Propel forward.
combat, yeah. Because the Tars don't fall over easily.
I know what I'll do. I will attack my enemy twice, because I think that's the safest thing I can do.
Does seem
As
pretty
a
good.
creature.
Attack the butt.
Because if I move, I could try to move and get, like...
Nah.
Can I roll to see if I get a bonus action first, or no? Now, if I
it's
move, they'll move. I'll just not. So I'll just do the thing.
So you're going for the one
Alright,
that's right in front of you there?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
just a
one with the
second.
hammer, I believe, is that one, right?
Yeah, that's the one with the hammer. As you're swinging, she's going to bring her shield up, as before. What do I have next to her? I have the Grenadier is next to her, who didn't chain anything. The person behind her is gonna put her hands on her armor, and the shield's gonna go and pop into a more imposing
Once,
object.
Swing twice. I missed both times, I think.
Yeah, they both miss.
Yep, both miss. I will roll to see if I can take a second action or an extra action.
You're good, I think. Yeah.
Trying to decide what's the right choice here. Either make a third attack, or I can move.
What would Kara do?
I'm pretty sure she
Third
tried and bent
attack.
and hammer the person's head again.
And it's a miss.
Do you have any determination left over?
No.
No, she got up for the extra attack.
Dang.
You're up.
Oh, did their minutes stay at the bottom?
Yeah, it doesn't change.
Okay. It's a full round thing. Okay.
No, it's permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, permanent. That's what I meant.
Their
have a
initiative
quick
score is
question.
yeah, go ahead.
There's a couple of the certs I have that say specifically for the stuff it's point blank. If I'm firing at point blank, does that mean when I'm using like the gunfu melee thing, or is that just if I'm firing at them when I'm standing right beside them?
Point blank is in actual range increment. It's adjacent hexes.
Okay. Okay, just want to know. Well, I'm using my special ability as a wheeled cog, and I'm using 2 move actions as 1, which still counts as 1 action.
Okay.
And going, hello!
Oh god! I don't think they have any reactions because they used bonus actions. So. Okay.
Oh,
And
that,
since I still have an
before
action-
things continue too much,
Mhm.
she gets an attack back for each one of my attacks. I
Oh
have
yeah,
3 attacks.
I forgot about that. I should do that. She's going to swing her hammer time back. It is not currently charged up with anything. I don't think, unless that lasts a round. Shade. Yeah, it's for the single attack, so it's not currently being boosted by anything. So let's roll d10 plus d10 plus 7 plus 3. 20 hit you?
Yes.
And 17?
No.
27 hits.
Yes.
Okay. So the 2 of them hit you on d10. 2d10. A 1 and a 4. I think I'm going to redo the 1. There's no harm in that. D10. So a 4 and a 4. So the hammer comes swinging down. Despite its size, it doesn't feel like it hits you quite as hard as it should. You're pretty sure you hear a small squeaky sound. Might have been the BAP.
Nah.
From where it's falling over.
16 and 16. 32 damage total.
Thank you. I just didn't want that to pass because I realized that she was going to swing back.
Okay.
And I am going to fire, just to quickly clarify, it's 2d10 plus weapons item score plus my CQC.
And your mind exert or whatever mind score you're doing.
Okay. I think since it's technically counting as a melee, since it's using the melee thing for it, I think it used my body score instead.
Let me look at it because we were talking about this one too. What was the name of this one? This was the Gunfu, right?
Gunfu.
Yeah, Gunfu.
Oh, they're going for change.
Yeah, let's double check it.
That's why I was checking to
Okay,
see if
once you spell
the
this, you close path
point
to
blank
the-
stuff
good
counts
guns.
for that.
Single damage. Yeah, use body dice.
Okay, the
Yeah.
other quick question I have is, like I asked before, does the stuff for point blank range with small weapons, does that count for those? Or is that
Those
only
combat
for
attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
It says when shooting at point blank with small weapons, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, actually,
Clarification on
that does count for this. It is still shooting.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's CQC plus body plus
Yeah.
thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I have a boon in CQC, does it change one of the D10s to a D12?
Yeah.
Okay. Does 29 hit?
Her shield is currently boosted, so let me have a look. It's got a +2 on it. Yeah, it still hits.
Okay.
And that will go over her. Yeah, +6 on the thing. This is 4, this is 6. Okay, it's going to be a D8.
And she gets a counter
Okay.
swing.
Yeah. She'll swing back. Ah, wrong thing. I will.
I am going to spend a thingamajig to re-roll that one,
Okay.
because that's garbage.
Alright, 5. Did I hit you on a 20?
That's better. That is 20 you did.
Okay.
Okay, and that is 22 damage. She
Okay.
also... Oh wait, no, actually I get to roll 2 dice anyways, just because it has the exploit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, roll another one.
So, yeah. Still the 5. And she has Disrupt.
Okay. 25, right? It gets through. The armor flickers very heavily and seems to fade.
It's
25.
actually just no, it's 22, not 25.
Oh, okay. The armor is barely hanging on. It is flickering
And I'm gonna
wildly.
see if I can roll. I'm going to burn initiative to see if I can roll below my thing.
Okay.
It's 2d10.
Yeah, 2d10 below your actual initiative value there. Oh,
I do
just
not
over.
succeed by 1.
Yep.
Okay,
Close.
so that's the end of my turn.
All right, Toby, you're up.
Okay. That is not the right screen. Wow, this combat has been moving. And swapping weapons takes one of our full actions.
Yeah,
yes.
that's one support action.
Unless you have one of the various sorts that allows you to do in the quick.
I do not. And swapping ammo also takes an action.
Yeah, if you need to unload it and reload a new one, yeah.
But their shields are shields, and AP won't negate it. Correct? This is something you have to hit it with charge.
No, yeah, that's the active shield, another thing. But the special shield just has a unique quality because somebody was charging it. Otherwise, it counts as a large shield.
Shield. I'm thinking right now. What do I want to do?
Shoot! Ha!
Well, the question is what do I want to shoot her with? I'm gonna shoot her
A
with
gun!
the SMG.
Purdy bullets.
No,
No.
no.
No good.
I'm done.
Yeah. Barathas.
Pep, pep. Pep goes 1, 2.
No, it's Karaka's turn.
Why did it go to my token? Oh,
I don't know.
that's because my window scrolled down.
It's Alligators.
Yeah. Well, Allie, if you really want to go, you can go
Oh
ahead.
no, I don't care.
Although she does have a nice cluster over there, two people next to each other.
Yeah, but I'll get there before.
There's also
Wait,
two enemies
go
next to
ahead,
each other.
Ah.
Bum,
Okay, you can go now, Allie.
You move 1 square.
No, I moved 4 squares.
Oh yeah, you're really slow. That's right.
Are you melee
Yeah.
though? Do you not have a gun?
I'm not using shotgun at this range right now.
But you've got a
Your
shotgun
shotgun
surgeon.
user with 2 moves.
He's got a shotgun surgeon though. There wouldn't be any risk.
You stand back.
Alright,
Got people in the way, anyways.
Let's go.
up go.
2, 3.
Some figures have just a short match, just like dang, it's do more than waddle.
I'm gonna try and aim for this hex, which I believe is 7. 6. Oh no, it's 6.
Waddle. I'm just slowly moving. Rush the old man.
So I need to beat a 21. Oh, fuckity day.
How is
Oh.
this working out so well last time?
Pure luck, and the enemies were really fucking close. Okay, so these are repulsor grenades, and the first one, I believe they actually, yeah, they come all the way back to the front hex for me. First one does not scatter. Second one does not scatter. All right, what's the roll on a repulsor grenade? D8.
Yeah, it's D8. Just roll 2d8.
Okay.
Whichever one rolls higher is the one that matters.
Okay, 2d8. A 7.
So
Okay.
you go flying directly backward from it.
God damn it! I end up 1 hex further back than I was to begin with.
Okay, what you need to do, Ali, if you want to be complete badass about this, so in the next turn, you gotta do the frickin' no.
Demo jump.
Yeah,
Demo
this
jump.
is the fucking.
Yeah, but I'll throw the hot spots.
it's true. It'll work.
Demo jump.
I'm gonna try and get a bonus round.
Okay.
All right, so it's 2d10.
Yeah,
right?
2d10 on your.
Gotta
under
roll below 7.
Or below 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, bye-bye reaction. Also, that was a 7 hex explosion, so I think some people over there would have been knocked back.
Oh, where were you?
2, 3, 4, 5, 7. From actually this hex right here, the one in front of
2,
it.
3, 4, 5. All right, Sam, go back to there.
Where am I going?
You got knocked back by another
She's
explosion.
actually be going 1 hex further. It's
Oh.
drawing from this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're down there.
Bye. Did they get an attack on me because I leave range?
No, it automatically disengages everybody who was fighting
Oh, okay.
when it hits. So we're shoved off to the edge of the map, basically. Ah! 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 Ah!
Bep.
All right, there, folks who got hit, do your saves. It's at +7.
Oh, that's right. 24, I'm fine. Why did I even roll it? I can't. I've got a 29.
Dang.
I'm fine.
Kronos gets hit.
Yeah.
With the
I
prone.
knocked flat on my ass.
Yeah. Someone finally went prone.
Yep. Kronos falls over. That means that I've got you here. 1,
Oh
2,
god.
not close
Oh,
enough.
I'm so sorry.
She's gonna do the wiggle for the attack. Sam, did you used a third attack, right?
Yeah, I used a third attack.
Yeah, so she doesn't have a
but
reaction.
She's still in,
You broke up. What'd you say?
she's still in my range, but I guess we're disrupted, so we're not technically in melee anymore.
Well, yeah, they're not. It's not a current melee, but it's more that she's doing the wiggle for attack right now, so she can get in range to wallop Kronos with the hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that the hammer girl?
Yeah.
She has to do an endure save before she can do anything on her turn.
Okay, that's fine.
She's
Let's
disrupted.
roll.
Yeah.
Let's roll. 2d10.
What's the difficulty of that?
I feel like there's one on there. Well, let's call it
It
6.
just says they have to make an endure save before executing any action at the end of their
Yeah.
turn.
I think a lot of
it's
these
just,
didn't have
endure
it.
saves
No
have to
other
have,
information.
difficulties now.
Yeah, they need to.
I don't know. There's nothing about it in there or the other section where
Yeah,
they have
I think it needs to be added for that,
definition.
for the disrupt. So, add difficulty to disrupt. We're gonna call it +6. That seems pretty good for now. Thump. Okay, versus her endure is.
She should be fine.
They're kind of flimsy tars actually. Let's see. Endure is, yeah, it's all right. Not by a whole lot, but it's all right. All right, she'll make the swing. You're prone. She is going to add a whole lot to the squeaky hammer. So she'll charge it with her own armor because she's got barely some armor left. And her buddy next to her is gonna plug her tail into a little wall socket there, charge it with her armor, and donate her weapon to it as well. So we'll have +2 on there.
By the way, when I'm prone, can I still use glancing strikes? The thing to roll dodge when enemy hits?
Yeah, I don't think it stops you.
Okay. Just wanted to check because I get the feeling that's going to be relevant.
It could be. +7 plus.
I can tell you from experience, these guys hurt.
She slams the squeaky hammer down. On a 25, we'll get over.
That meets my evade.
Well, your evade on the floor is junk. But your, how's it do for your endure? What's your endure score?
My endure is a 19.
Alright, so I'm at D12 currently. So what was your, you had a roll dodge to avoid?
I have to, yeah, I have the thing to downgrade the dice by 1, and that's, I'm assuming above, well, it's just says below my evade. So.
Mhm. Yeah, I think a lot of these saves are going to need adjustments for For
Also,
seconds, because the number
Prone
of
enemies do not get return attacks in close combat, just so you know.
Mhm.
Oh, your
Yeah.
base score's reduced by 10 right now. That sucks.
Oh, so
Oh, I
would
still
that actually
did.
count for that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it does count for that. Yeah. So
I
what's your?
still make it. It's a 15.
Okay, you still make it. All right. So
Yeah.
you downgrades what? Downgrades the damage dice, or no? It just does the
Yeah,
damage total by 1.
Downgrade the dice by 1.
Okay. So
It
she's gonna roll
downgrades the
d12.
damage die by 1. So when you roll it,
Let's
whatever
roll
it is.
d12. She's gonna re-roll it because I'm not gonna get this opportunity very often. So it's a 6.
Mhm.
So it's a 6. The energy gets channeled into it. 620.
And I'm assuming that thing doesn't count as cut or anything like that.
No, just crushy. It's 44.
Okay. Okay, 44, so I have 1 armor.
She will attempt a bonus action. Actually, won't do me much good. No, I might as well try to get it while it's gone. Slash roll. Bonus action, 2d10. Makes it. She's going to do another swing. It's not powered up this time. Slams the squeaky dammer down. Gets you. Go ahead and try to downgrade it.
That one does not succeed.
15.
Okay. So 3 not powered up is 14 damage.
Okay. 3 armor.
That's it for her. Next one over. Perfecto. She draws the bow. Her armor attempts to power the bow, but shorts out because it's too busted up. And her buddy is too far away to help her power it, so the bow just fires normally, but it is firing in a line. So
I dislike this bow.
Does 28 hit?
Hit.
Yeah, it hits both of you. So thump thump. We'll go through. Sam doesn't beat your endure, does it?
No.
Okay.
I got below my college.
Okay. So slash roll.
My endure is a 29, but my AC is, or my evade score is an 18.
Right.
It's hard to miss Sam.
It's
Oh, you can
a,
use that against shooting as well.
what's that?
Hmm?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Thing for-
Cornus' downgrade. Is that for shooting too?
It's roll dodge when enemy hits.
Okay, when enemy hits. Oh damn. I'm sad it wasn't powered up. All right, so it's an 11 on you, which is only 23 damage because it isn't powered up. Against Sam, it's a
It's only
D10.
23.
That's with like 3 notoriety on it too. Like they
You just rolled
start.
10. You
Yes, I
can't do
rolled a
that.
10.
That's cheating.
No, I can do that. It's a 2. that makes me sad. I'm gonna get another shot on it. You can just have your 2. It's 14 damage. To Sam.
Was it 14 to me?
Yep. She'll take another shot.
That hits me.
Yep, it's both.
That's still under my evade.
Okay. So against you, it's 1. 14 damage. Against Sam.
Does 14 at base?
Yeah, because it's got all the notoriety on it.
All the notoriety in it,
Yeah.
so.
And it's not like the normal bow where it does zip on a zip on.
No,
Yeah.
these ones are a little different. Without notoriety on them, the 12 on this thing does like 12 damage. The 4 is 16. To Sam.
Okay.
She's got a third. I think she wants to go help her friend. She's going to cruise over this way to try to provide close support. I still have the third one back here. The third one.
Did she need to roll for that third action, or did she already do that?
Oh, she does need to roll for that third action, you're right. Roll 2d12. And she did not succeed. Sorry, she's back over here. So. Alright, you last one. Doesn't really want to be near you. She is going to rear up and stamp on you with her angry paws. Plus 2, plus 1.
I'm surprised she doesn't just like drop grenade.
She'd go flying off the map. I don't have enough terrain for it. It's a hit.
Shell repulsor grenades.
Alright, slash roll, d12. Does 19 get over your endure?
19 is my endure, exactly.
Okay, so it doesn't quite, so it's a d10. Slash roll. 5. It is downgraded by 1, 4. Alright, take 4 damage. She does an unarmed attack by stomping up and down on you with her angry feet.
I have so angry.
She will attempt a similarly fluffy attack. Pretty good. Try to downgrade that. Be 10 damage. Yep, 10 damage. So her angry paws do 10 to you. And then same as up.
Well, I'm attacking from where I am because I dare not move.
I don't think
Swing.
any of them
She
have.
gets
Oh, she's got
counter swing.
reactions. Yeah, she will attempt to counter swing. And it's downgraded against you, right?
Yeah, D8.
D10 plus. Oops, sorry, that's 3 more. 25.
That's a hit.
Okay. 18 misses.
Mm-hmm.
25, yeah. 2, 14.
14.
Yep.
Okay. I'll do my second attack after that.
There you go. That's a hit.
I might have hit. Jesus Christ, I've been wanting to hit ones for so long. I'll put 2 points into my hammer swing.
I hit back.
That's a hit. That's a hit. That does not beat my ender though.
4 is 16 to you.
16. Alright, well, I'm going whole hog on this. So I'm rolling d10s, right? Her actually, how is her? Did I beat her endure?
What did you roll? 29?
29.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to
Actually,
do
I
12.
rolled D12. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
That's
Roll
rude.
D12s. Then?
There's apparently only
I
one
don't know.
setting
Should I
on
push
this
it to
hammer.
4?
No 4.
There is one setting on
Well,
this
I'm
hammer.
hearing 4 from the crowd.
Kara doesn't let up.
Kara
Oh.
only swings recklessly with her hammer. Swing.
Good luck.
Hey!
Okay.
Good spread.
So,
Alright,
so Kara, in
uh,
order to appease the crowd, shows that there is more than one fancy hammer in this fucking room. As the shiny, squeaky hammer swings down, she swings back with one that makes a significantly larger and more guttural roar.
Mine makes a sudden clang as I do 66 points of damage to my enemy.
Thump. She was at. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, so you swing upward with the hammer. It connects. There's a pause. You push the button, and the body begins. Front paws are off the ground. Back paws are off the ground. We're up. We're in the air. She goes sailing off in this
The
direction.
Team Rocket's blasting off again!
It's fucking gone.
Proceeds to fly back, and there is a look of abject terror on her buddy over here as her body ragdolls off about 30 feet in one direction.
Yeah, nobody liked that band anyway. Alright, I'm gonna roll to see if I can, I can, take an extra action.
Okay.
No,
No.
I cannot. It would have been great. I would have totally just walked over calmly.
You could have swung. Remember, you got
Chrono-
you have a hex of wiggle room.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, I could have done that, but I still
Yeah.
didn't get the extra action, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Cronus, you're up.
Okay. They will actually stand up, look actually mildly, as much annoyed as a robot who doesn't really have a face
Okay.
can, so like with angry faces on the like little "Are you serious?" face on the friggin'
His
Fine.
featureless face.
But
plate,
you-
He'll kind of
When you stand, though, I
They'll
get a
stop us
reaction
off.
because she hasn't used one yet.
Run away.
So she books it out of there when you stand.
I'll just charging up the armor in that use then. That just it does it when nearby.
That's why her armor is as weak as it is, because it has that feature.
Okay.
They literally have
They're
24 hit
wearing
points of
paper
armor.
mache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blast cannon.
They
I
have
was
to,
most just wondering for like the powering other people's shit and that sort of thing.
they have to be adjacent to each other, and they have to donate the power to it. But it's mostly that the armor has very little protective quantities to it. It's got 24 hit points.
It's also going to be incredibly expensive, I think.
Yeah, they're fairly pricey. They also, every time they use one of those charged attacks, it takes 2 attack actions. That's why they only get to swing at you once.
What use one move action? That's good. He's just going to look at her and say from there, "I like this armor." He's going to level the pistol and fire.
Alright.
Ah, shooting! I'm much too brave to shoot.
Does a 35
Holy
hit?
Yeah,
shit!
that'll hit
Fuck!
fairly
Nice.
solidly.
Wait,
Uh,
how did you get an 8?
Because it's a pistol. It's the
Because
Oh,
this
right.
was an 8 item level.
yeah.
It's item score 8. I have a 4.
Yeah, they're accurate as
in
hell.
range combat and CQC. I
Yeah.
have a 3 mind. And plus I'm
Pistols
a
are pretty
boon
fucking
in
baller
range.
now.
So that's a D12.
So that's a D12.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roll good. Roll good.
Roll high, roll high,
Yeah,
roll
not
high.
bad.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Nice!
So that's 41 damage.
Her armor evaporates, and she is bloodied. So the armor sparks and shoots out.
I'm going to see if I can get a second action. I don't.
I'm going to
and
flash a bright, shining smile to my dear friend Nate,
You don't have
and
a
I'm
dear
going
friend.
to say in a boisterous tone, "I am much too brave to spare the children."
The
It'll
children
kind
in
of
the
turn his
crowd
head really-
are
shake
fluffy
his head
furred and
then look
frightened.
back.
There are children in the crowd who are crying. The parents are hiding them amongst their legs. Toby, you're up.
Okay, so her shield is down. She is out of cover.
Well, the shield's attached to
Shoot
her,
her!
but yeah, she's out of
Her
cover.
armor's broken.
Yeah, her armor's broken though.
Her evade may have gone up one, I believe.
No,
but
because
yeah.
she doesn't have shed. It's still on, so the evade's still where it's at.
yeah,
Oh, it's
she's
still on,
wearing
okay.
it.
Yeah.
It's the same as I still technically have a 25 right now because of that.
Nope, I'm done.
Yeah. Can't you shoot again? No, you shot
No, he
twice.
shot
Ow, that sucks.
Well, you can try for the third action.
Yeah, roll for the third action, Toby.
I spent no readiness. Oh wait. I'm
Yeah, it's-
re-rolling that fucking
You don't have
one.
to,
Yeah.
you're not limited by by readiness. You just
You're
you
not
have to roll
spending
under your
anything
unit.
to
You
do.
can always try to get the bonus
Yeah.
action. The advantage of spending initiative is that you have a better chance of getting the bonus action.
Yeah. But you should, if you got a thing, you should re-roll the one.
Yeah.
First.
Yes. I'm going to try. Well,
The second one's your
even
third
if I were to
action.
re-roll the ones, I still would.
No, you
I
could,
have
you
to
could hit.
roll it on the second.
Yeah.
I have to roll a 10 on the second one to hit.
15, 20, 24.
Of course. No.
No,
Actually,
18.
you
Yeah,
hit
no,
it.
no, that's fine. That's 25.
Yeah,
you
so
hit
you
it.
hit that on.
My math is
It'd be
off.
24, but it'd still be a hit dead on.
It hits. Now she does. It's going to be a D8 because she does have the shield, but
Hit her.
3. Now, if you have any more rerolls left over, you might try that.
Yes. I have one left.
I'm on 8,
There you go. That's pretty
7.
good.
That's not bad.
7 is 17.
Yep. As she's backing away from the new crowd and the angry hammer that just knocked her friend away, like a brave knight that you are, you shoot her directly in the back, and she drops. There's a spurt, and she falls over. There's the only sparks. Burp.
Thud.
I look actually visibly disappointed because I had the hammer at the ready. There's like the slight sag of, oh.
Caracas. There is one target still upright.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start by moving closer.
Good plan. I like it. Solid. Are you gonna move 2 squares closer?
I have, yes.
Take
Or
the
is it
shotgun
2
shot.
hexagons?
No, I moved 2 squares in the form of hexagons.
Okay.
2 hexa squares.
Circle takes the hex.
Alright, I might as well fire a shotgun at these people. After all,
turning
they
on us.
appear to be running away.
Goodbye.
We're very brave.
Feeling I may have misrolled that.
Did you add the item value of the weapon?
Doesn't look like
That's
it.
the part I forgot.
Which shotgun is it actually also?
It's tactical.
B plus 6.
Okay, so that's a 19.
Yeah, it doesn't quite hit.
Maybe roll to see if you can take an extra action and shoot.
Actually, can I still re-roll?
Yeah, if you've got
Yeah, you can.
things in readiness.
I do.
Reroll that too.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh.
16.
So
Yeah, the 12, 24. Yeah, you've got it. It's a hit.
Alright, so that would still be an 8.
Yeah, it'll be a D8 because the long range on the gun is going to give her crazy cover. 5.
That's 11.
Alright. Are you keeping it? Or do you have any more rerolls? I don't think you've spent very many yet.
I haven't. Yeah, screw it all.
You can't roll lower than what you've got. So. Okay, so it's still a 5. 11.
It's
Well, I can.
Just one count.
yeah.
Okay. She definitely looks concerned. Bep, it is your turn to redeem yourself.
Okay. Now,
It's
1,
time to do a junk rat.
3,
Just
4,
drop it behind
5,
you and
6, 7, 8, 9, 12. 11, that's the roll. No, that's impossible. Yeah, I need to move closer. 3, 6. I'm gonna throw a grenade at this one.
Yep.
And that square. 1, 3, 6. Hits plus 6.
You can do it.
10,
I believe in the bet.
4. For fuck's sake.
I don't
It's
believe
time
in
to
a thing called
scatter
bet.
it in the right direction.
Grenades falling from the sky.
Alright, it's coming back at me.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Yep, it'll be in the hex in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Do they scatter? Oh, let's see what type they are. D12. Okay, it's repulsors again. Okay.
Oh! No!
Alright. First one does not scatter. Second one does not scatter.
Do you want to re-roll that?
Back up.
Oh.
Oh. Right, 2d8. Just to see which is the highest. 8 hexes.
Nice, nice.
Alright.
You're
Okay.
back over toward Toby. Congratulations.
Oh my god. 1, 2,
Does anybody
3,
else go for a
4,
ride, or are we all
5,
clear?
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't think there was anybody near enough.
Measure from here.
Yeah, but we're already at the edge of the map, so they basically pushed the edge of the arena.
Yeah.
I am just barely out of range this time.
Alright, I am gonna roll for a bonus action.
Watch out, Toby! You're going for a ride.
I get my bonus action.
Throw a repulsor grenade.
It's 7, right? Matching
Yeah,
counts.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna throw and hope for scatter. 1,
Seems good.
2, 3,
So just roll the dice and see how far you get, basically.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, this is plus 14, so I need to beat 29 on that's impossible, but I'm gonna roll it.
Yeah, just subtract 15 from whatever you're rolling here. So you get 3
Okay.
out, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
You get it out there?
Alright, okay. Let's roll for scatter. Roll for what type?
I hope it's repulsor.
Alright, hotspots. Alright.
Yeah, I was
First
hoping for
one.
repulsors. It'd be great.
Does not scatter. Second one.
Does.
Scatters!
Alright, you can choose it.
Alright,
How
I'm
far
picking
is it
towards
going?
them.
Alright,
And it's gonna scatter. It's a D8, right?
yeah, let's do it.
Hope for an 8.
Oh, 1, 2.
I don't.
It still
It
won't
It
get
still
there.
won't get there, yeah.
1, 2,
There's no-
8. Oh,
Oh, it was a valiant effort, though.
damn it. Alright, let me take those off my sheet. I have fallen out of love.
Well, you do have absolute trash stats for them, but
It's only a plus. None of these would have hit still. Okay, that's my turn now.
alright. Here, the last one that I have left, she will draw her bow, and attempt to power it. The armor does not pull through. Going through, so it's gonna go out the base damage. Close enough to my friend. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that.
Now.
Yep. Okay, she's gonna spin a movement action. She's gonna come over here.
Oh, can they still power even when they're down and their armor's broken?
As long as she's
Oh,
got
hey,
the item.
since I can see her moving, I can take a reaction, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Leveling the pistol as he turns to him, just goes, and you.
Son of a bitch. She's trying to dig up the. Oh wait, I could have borrowed it from the shield. Oh fuck. Oh well.
I am going to spend the last fucking thing I can and reroll the 1.
Good luck.
Yeah, that'll hit.
What is that?
That's just a D10.
That's a 28. On our 4, yeah, it's a D10. Actually, what's her endurance? No, endurance
That's a
24. It's a
B.
D12.
Should be 12.
What
Yeah.
is love? Baby,
Oh.
don't.
Oh.
Oh, he hurt me.
Oh.
He hurt me some more.
41. Good night, Irie.
Bam. Oh no, wait. She gets to take her buddy with her. Oh, right as the song ended.
And then I'm going to look over at Nate and go, I see you are also too brave to spare the children.
I forgot that she had the damn shield she could have used to buff her shot.
Oh.
But yeah, so he knocks over, and there is a collective gasp and a slow kind of applause that comes. It's not really an applause so much as like the sound of bodies just kind of like shuffling and amazement sort of thing as this crowd as they fall over.
Sorry, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Beth throws her arms up in triumph.
Yeah.
It looks
And
like she's doing the I am not a crook because she has no digits.
the girls are there on the ground, knocked over, panting, bloodied but alive. And the elder steps up from her seated position and kind of oversees the scene and holds up a hand to silence the crowd and says, "You are victorious. You have proven that your need is greater than the standard need." I don't know. Do it in a better way than that. I couldn't think of a good thing to say. You've proven that your need is
Your-
great.
Your triumph in battle has
Yeah,
proven that you are right.
Yeah, that you're
It
righteous
might make
and us.
you will get
Your
out of
will
this
and
moral
desire.
lesson.
The to the victor
Your will and desire.
go the spoils, and she will step away from the wheel and says, "What is to be done with the losers?"
I think they are fine to continue being our champions. I see no reason to inflict anything upon them.
Kara looks like she's in deep thought.
Their lives are in your hands.
Nate does actually highlight the I see no reason to hurt them or harm them further. It was merely a contest
I
to
go like
our
over
work.
the one that I team rocketed really good, and then I will offer a hand to help lift them up.
You
That's what the
removed her
opposers say.
hand.
Go over to this one to help her up.
Allie throws a grenade at the two in the corner.
And then
Down,
everyone goes off the
execution!
map again.
Down, execution!
Bep wishes to pose with them.
As you help them to their feet, there was a collective roar of applaud from the crowd, and they're pretty beat the crap looking because you did shoot them a few times. But
I am gonna like take a moment and show that my hammer is bigger and thus better.
well,
than
her
hammer.
at the moment her hammer doesn't look like much of anything. It's like a wand. It's sparking and doesn't. It was clearly a hologram.
Ah, I see
Yeah.
where you went wrong. Your hammer's not made of metal.
Bep
Their
is made of metal.
their armor is now that you see it in person, it's almost like a joke. It's just this thin layer of stuff. It's got some impressive technology behind it that looks like it was good at ablating wounds from bed, but there's just no substance to it. It's mostly holography. It's like a squirt and a jerkin. And the bow itself is a small projectile launcher that just had a sheath of kind of character around it. They are you can help them off the side and shortly receive your-
Perhaps we will rematch sometime. I would enjoy this.
And you just hear from one of them, "Oh God, no."
Slap him on the back with entirely too much force, that kind of thing.
Bep is behaving as if all the applause is for her, just waving at the crowd. Yes, I am Bep. Hello, I am Bep. Yes, I am Bep.
Sim, you had 49 hit
And
points
then I
left
will
of
go
how
have the
many?
wheel.
How much armor did you have, Sam? Like 200?
I have 203 normally.
Okay, you had 49 left.
Yeah, 49 left.
Kronos had 17 hit points left. Okay,
Yep.
that didn't touch any of the
Out
other ones.
of 32 HP and 95 armor.
Okay, so pretty decent shots on them. They got wailed out of there because they were paper thin.
I was gonna say a lot of that was the round where I was down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to take advantage of the one
So
where
I
it
don't
dropped.
get my
Yeah.
evade.
Yeah,
Mm,
that stings a
mm.
little bit. Okay, you were able to take the wheel and bring it back over to the train, wherein one of you who wishes can begin the process of reconstructing it.
I am much
I'm
good at the
not an
fixing.
engineer.
Bep
Huh?
will assist.
I'm an engineer, and I actually have helping hands.
I have none of these things. I will be in the car.
Bep is
Wait.
helping.
No, helping hands doesn't count anymore.
Bep.
Right. As you were heading back toward the train, and you kind of approach the front of it, sitting, or you're getting up to it, and it begins to fade in through the particulate in the air, with the setting sun kind of behind it. And there is a figure clad in black armor, large, bigger than the ones that you just fought. And the armor isn't holographic. It's big, thick material. It's got a large cloak on the back of it, heavy looking. Is sitting. It's another Tauric body. This one looking about 6.5 feet tall or so. Sitting in front of the train, seated next to it with the hilt butted in the ground is this large, solid-looking spear. And they have a rather sinister-looking helmet on, with a large graphic across the side of it. But they take it off and kind of smile at you, and there's this black-furred feline, and says, "That was an impressive show."
Salutations.
Yes. Hi, I am Bep.
Aha! Yes, battle is great. Would you like to fight as well?
No, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
She
I'm gonna spin
chuckles.
my hammer once and like give it a little.
Yeah, she chuckles a bit, and nods once and says, "I would actually. I was the one who trained those
Alright,
things." She
But
stands.
you have to be repaired first, because I am, bleeding.
She stands and nods and kind of quirks her head a little bit and says, "I suppose that would be all right, but I'm one person."
I'm at
I
the
am
point
Bep.
where my armor is
I'm already in a
functional
ready
and I'm
stance.
bleeding.
Yeah. And she holds up a hand
I
to
tag you out. It is okay. I am more brave than you.
Bep throws grenades.
all the grenades.
I am just. Nate will probably just go kind of
Potential
around, and he's just going into the train.
She doesn't try to stop you or anything. She just sort of looks back at the crowd and says, "I'm the one who trained those three," which leaves me with a bit of a predicament here, because you made mincemeat of them, which makes me worry for my village. So I want to know, if I can, before you leave, if this was the fault of inadequate training or superior enemies. And there's only one way I can find that out.
Research?
She nods and says, "Precisely," and picks up the spear. Would you be willing for a second match?
Kara is teeth gritting, already in a posture. I am always brave enough for a fight.
Right.
Nate
Yes,
will
I
come
am
back
Bep.
out holding a patch kit and the bottle of moonshine.
And we will.
No, this is more. Do.
This is more Undying theme, I think.
Yeah. That's,
I'm damn sure this is undone. This is Spirit Justice.
no, you skipped the Spirit Justice one. Had you killed them, you would have gotten that. You get battle against a true hero
That would have been
instead.
her.
Oh,
Or
great!
maybe
So
the
we're
other
fighting
way around, 'cause,
Asriel.
like, no, that one's not his. His is hopes and dreams. Battle Against a True Hero is the proper Undying music when you're on the kill everyone run.
Yeah,
I just
Justice is one with face.
Spirit Justice is the mercy one?
Yeah.
Why is it so much more
That's
dramatic than
pretty
the other
sure,
one?
Because it's fun.
Because the other one is remorseful because she's, starting to melt.
Well, then I guess we can do that. It's a better song anyway. But we will save it for next time, since it's late here.
Next time
Next
on Pain
time.
Train.
Yeah.
I'm living on a pain train.
Do we get
XP
eeps?
sauce?
We do get eeps. Yep, 15 eeps.
Yes.
Ah, I can use that to buy things.
We'll say 150 credits each.
Oh, I can use
Nay.
that to buy more repair kits, because I'm going to need to. Ah, this is actually, that's really bad, because repair kits being 100 credits each, I spent 500 credits at the beginning of the session.
How much did we get for the previous session, by the way, like money-wise?
I think it was like
200.
200 each. Yeah.
Yeah, 200.
Okay.
Yeah. But the other thing is, once you get this wheel installed, you'll open up the actual repair center. So,
Mhm.
assuming
So
you
we still have to repair
yeah,
up
yeah,
from
certain
where we
things, yeah.
are.
This is sad because I'm actually debating getting another notoriety, which means I might need to eat so that I can have the sweet sweets. Awesome stuff. What's my armor at? My armor's at 49.
Are we still live?
Yep. Well, we can close it down now. All right. Thanks you all for coming.
Bye bye, Tygon.
But,
Bye, everybody.